Falcon fans, and of course, good old Atlanta Falcon fans. You already know what it is, and you already know what it do. One time for the fan, we back talking Falcons football in a Falcons way. Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, wherever you can find your one time for the fan. Just know that we are live and we are lit. With me this morning, once again, is the crew. T Will for ATO Sports, one time for the fan, and of course, Miss Carrie, baby, the celebrity. I'm sorry to say, the celebrity, Miss
Stop it.
Carrie,
Good
baby.
morning, guys.
Big shout out to
Good
everybody here in the
morning, Miss
chat too as
Carrie.
well.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Just because I don't have a roofing business that's booming doesn't mean I'm a celebrity. I'm just saying.
You tell them, Carrie. You tell them.
And you got people hitting up Big Low
Right.
Country asking where's Jack Spade, and Country replying he's on the roof and he's taking
That was
estimates coming
hilarious.
up. Okay, I got something for Big Low Country. It's all right. We're gonna make sure we get Big Low Country involved in this show today. So welcome back everybody to the podcast. One time for the fan. Of course, you know we love talking Falcons football here on the channel. One time for the fan is from the fan, and of course it's for the fan, always represented by the fans. So T Will, how's everything going over there with former ATO Sports, man?
All good, man. Just trying to get over a bout with COVID. Believe me when I say it is so much fun. But hey, man, we get to talk about Falcons this morning, so that is immaterial. Super excited that our boys won, and more importantly, how they looked when they did win. Also, super excited to see what this means for the future, and I know we'll get into that later. But yeah, man, super excited and happy to be here this morning talking Falcons with you, Jack and Carrie.
Oh yes, feeling good, feeling great. Hope everybody's feeling the same way. The fans in the stands will get to your comments in a minute. Don't forget, run the comments up. Hashtag one time for the one time. Definitely tell your Falcons friends, tell your and tag your Falcons family. One time for the fan is live, so get your people in here so we can all talk Falcons football together in a positive way, especially after the ass whooping we just put on the Colts the other day. I know it's preseason football, but still, Falcon fans are feeling good to get a win like this, a big win like this, even though most of our starters did not play. But still, a win is a win, T Will. I don't care if it's preseason. I don't care if it's joint practice. I don't care if it's a cat and dog race with the Falcons logo on the back of it. A win is a win. Now, T Will, we found out how you're doing this morning. Let's check in with the celebrity special guest co-host podcast that we have with us today, Miss Carrie. Miss Carrie, how's everything going in your world? Are you prepared to go to the suite on October 18th for the Bears game? Because I heard, a lot of Falcons content creators and, of course, Falcons fans are going to be making their way to the Bens on October 18th for the Chicago Bears game. Carrie, you being one of them, how's everything going on in your world?
I mean, everything's going well. I can't complain. Honestly, that was a very nice surprise. I'm very grateful, very thankful to be selected, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'll be seeing you guys then.
You definitely will. You definitely will. T. Well, we hope to have you there at the game too as well. We got some fans here. Okay, yeah, we definitely hope to have you at the game too as well. T. Well, you know where I'm going to be at. So ain't no need to ask when it comes to these Atlanta Falcons because Jack Spade is in the building. Home games, away games. We love being there for our Dirty Birds. I just don't know where to start this morning. Matter of fact, let's kick it off with the celebration the Falcons are having with the social media stars or the content creator folks of the Atlanta Falcons community. Carrie, how was it? What were you doing? What was going on when you got the email? You got the message from the Falcons. Did you think it was a spam message? Did you think somebody was playing games with you, or you was just waiting for the opportunity because you are one of the biggest Atlanta Falcons fans here in the community. So, what was going through your mind, Carrie, when you got the email from the Falcons?
Um, no, I honestly didn't think it was fake because to be honest, when I first saw I got a DM from Falcons, and they have that verified NFL like logo after their name, so I knew it was real. But I thought when I saw them in my DMs, I thought that I won something because that's normally when they DM people like, oh, you won a signed, mini helmet or shirt or whatever. So, but then I was like, in that moment before I opened it, I was like, wait, I haven't entered a giveaway lately. I feel like they haven't done a giveaway since training camp.
Right.
So I was like, wonder what this could be. And then when I opened it out, I don't know, I obviously got so excited. Super honored and excited to be picked. And yeah, I knew it was real. Um, but yeah, I told that to Eric Parker. He's like, "Are you sure that's the real Falcons?" Falcon base. I'm like,
Eric want to know where was his at, and you
yeah,
got it. Where's
yeah. He's
mine?
like, yeah. He's like, "Hey, are you sure that's real?" I'm like, okay, now you got me questioning it. So I had to go double check. But yes, thankfully it was real. And I'm super thankful and excited to represent One Time for the Fan, the Terry Carey Eric and Show, and all the female Falcon fans, because I don't really know anyone else that I'm selected as of now. So I'm really excited.
T. Will, how you feel about your co-host here, Miss Carey, getting selected to be with the VIPs? I guess we can say the VIPs of the Chicago Bears Falcons game at home, Mercedes-Benz, October 18th. T. Will, I'm sure you were looking around for your email. Like Carey got one, Mario got one, a lot of other Falcon fan content creators got one. Where's former ATL Sports and One Time for the Fans invite? Did you think about that for 1 second, T. Will, or were you just happy for Miss Carey like everybody?
I was just happy for Carrie. Look at you're in chats with Carrie. I'm in chats with Carrie, and Carrie is posting stuff all day. Carrie on Twitter is probably one of the most active people that I know. Always supporting the Falcons, always posting the Falcons, sometimes defending the Falcons against idiots, sometimes defending herself against idiots. Not always. Um, but
I sorry, T. Will. I just really quick have to say in regards to that. This morning there was a random podcast who said that the Atlanta Falcons should trade Bijan Robinson and Drake London for C.J. Stroud. I was
That's
like,
I don't
sorry,
know
I just
why
had
they
to
have
say
a I
that.
don't know
So.
why they have a podcast. But hey,
somebody
everybody,
was
once you get a microphone and a camera and you turn it on, I guess everybody
And
can
they
say
have a
what they
big
want.
following. I was like, you gotta be kidding
I'm
me.
sure
Sorry,
they
just
do
had to
that
say that.
type of content putting out there. Everybody's gonna want to listen and pay. We
I
should
was
start doing
like,
that,
are
Carrie. We
you
should just start
serious?
making up random ass shit
no,
that people should just be like, oh my god, one time for the fans said it. Yeah,
I
that's
do.
right. Trade Drake London for Brett Favre or some nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
is so dumb. No, like
right.
I am not trying to be on my Skip Bayless. I'm sorry, because we'll
yeah,
have to talk about that his trade proposal as well. But sorry, T. I didn't mean to cut you off. You just reminded me of that. I literally saw that right before the show. I was like, you
yeah.
gotta be kidding me, really?
No, it's fine, but yeah, I don't. Again, if anybody is deserving, it is Carrie. I've been working with her for about 3 years now, and I don't know anybody that works harder. I don't know anybody that puts out more content on a daily basis. I don't know anybody who wears it. And when I say Carrie wears it, I mean she eats, sleeps, and dreams it. She gets upset, very upset after
She
losses.
bleeds the
I,
red and black.
I know this
Does
personally.
she? Does she?
Um, oh, she
Hey,
does.
Carrie. Hey,
She
your
does.
blood ain't green. I know it's red and black over
Oh,
there.
she does. Oh, she does. So,
Thank
It
you,
ain't
yeah,
black.
T.
It ain't black and gold. It damn well better not be black and gold or blue and
yeah,
white. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah. No,
Thank
but
you, T. I appreciate it.
yeah, no problem. But yeah, she deserves it, Jack.
you
That
see how she
that's
thanked you, T. Will, and just forgot about me. Oh, Jack's not here.
I know.
It's just the Carrie and T. Will show today. It's just the T. Will and
uh,
Carrie show.
Oh
uh,
It
well.
is what it is.
I'm
Nah,
to be honest though, I'm just so glad I don't have to bring a guest because that would be like one of the hardest decisions I would have to make, honestly, if I was able to bring a plus one.
everybody in there pretty much
Oh well.
knows each other, so you guys are the plus one. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like Country knows Carrie. Country's invited too as well. Big shout to everybody who got the invite. But from
yep.
here at One Time for the Fan, I'm gonna clip this and put this out. I got to say about Carrie, like Carrie's a true super fan. The passion and energy that she brings for the Atlanta Falcons every single time, I'm sure fans definitely respect it. She's also been a great friend too, as well, helping us out behind the scenes here at One
Mhm.
Time for the Fan. That people that do not know, I'm sure T will can say the same thing for my ATL Sports. Like Carrie is like the true super fan and a true super friend when it comes to not only the podcast game, but of course when it comes to representing the Atlanta Falcons Just the loyalty for Kerry. Doesn't matter if it's a win, if it's a loss, no matter what it is. Kerry's always been a real one to represent this fan base. And I'm glad the Atlanta Falcons reached out to you, Kerry, because you're not only going in there representing, as you just said, one time for the fan or for my ATL Sports, you're representing yourself because a lot of fans do know you. And for the fans that do not know you, I'm sure they will get the opportunity to know you over the course of this season or next season because you're very active on social media. And if you go through and you scroll, Falcon fans, if you scroll Kerry's social media, you will see a lot of Falcon related posts, positivity, good energy, good vibes during a time for the Atlanta Falcons that is not so well right now. Of course, with them having 7, 8 losing seasons, being so close to making the playoffs for a couple of years. But when you have people like Kerry around, like Tiwa around, even like Country around, and for some of the others that's going to the suite too as well that day, you guys give it your all when it comes to talking about the Atlanta Falcons. But the person I know here very well is Miss Kerry. So big shout out to you, Miss Kerry.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And I want to shout out, like you said, Big Low, a lot of other creators also got selected. So I'm looking forward to it. He's going to be there, and hopefully he joins the show so that he can defend himself against Mr. Jack Spade and his comments.
Well, one thing I do have to say, Kerry, because you're going to be in the suite with a lot of content creators. You're going to be in the suite with a lot of people who are a part of the Atlanta Falcons community. So definitely bring some business cards with you so you can get that oven and stainless steel restoration company off the ground. Knowing that you're out of town, you might be able to set up some meetings. We have IKEA out here. We also have Lowe's, and we also have Home Depot. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button for Miss Kerry.
Bo is actually in the chat, so he'll have to hit that rewind button.
Wait, Big Lowe's in the chat?
Yes, he is.
Hold on, let me check the ring camera. Yeah, Big Low, you can't park the truck in front of the mailbox again. The mail lady is really upset. And we haven't got our mail the past 2 days. So if you can move the truck, Big Low Country, park it up the street, probably over there across from my neighbor's house, and you can get back to that driveway because we need it taken care of by today. We have some other cars being delivered. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe. But let's head to the fans in the stands. Let's find out what's going on today. We got Dwayne Ruffin.
Deke. Good to see you.
What up, Deke?
Deke is here talking Falcons football. He said breakfast is back. Yeah, one time for the fan. Breakfast with one time for the fan is here. Of course, the Friday breakfast one time for the fan shows. We're not, we didn't throw it away. It's not in the can or anything, but we're switching up the days from time to time due to the schedules, of course, all of us. But the mornings, we love to talk Falcons football in the morning. What's up, Kerry?
Mostly Jack's roofing business, but it's okay. It's okay. Sorry, guys.
If I get one text or DM from somebody saying, "Hey, Jack, you come check out this roof, man, before HOA comes by," I'm going after Kerry. But yeah, we have a lot of shows that we randomly just put out there, so you got to hit the notification bell. If you're watching from Kerry's page, if you're watching from T-Will's page, you're watching from One Time page, or even my personal page, but hit the notification bell on Twitter or YouTube or Facebook, wherever you can. Hit the like button or share the page too as well, so that way you can be updated with what One Time for the Fan got going on. But yeah, this breakfast with One Time for the Fan show, we have a lot to talk about. Going over the Falcons Colts game the other day, going over who can make the 53 and who might not make the 53. We also have a Michael Kerry's here, so T-Will, we'll be polite. We also have a Michael Penix Jr. sighting on the practice field with the 11s. Not the 7s-on-7s or the 3-on-3s or just a game of 21 with Drake and Bijan. We talking about 11-on-11 with Michael Penix. So we got some good news for Falcon fans that want to talk about that. Also, T-Will, everybody's talking about Jack Spade being back on the podcast. We might need to talk about Jack Strand in a minute because Jack Strand seems to be wowing this fan base. A lot of quarterback talk today, a lot of 53-man roster talk today, a lot of Falcons, Colts recap talk today. And of course, Falcons, Dolphins this Friday. Anything breaking or anything updating that comes through the Falcons airways, we'll definitely make sure that we let you guys know what's going on, because we always want to be updated with everything that's brand new for the Atlanta Falcons, so that way we can tell you here first on One Time for the Fans. Smooth C is here too as well. Smooth C says one time for the one time. Smooth C says Jack is back. Big shout out to Smooth C in the chat. Archangel is also here. He said one time for the chicken McNugget. Is it what the chicken McNugget? We country, not country. T-Will, we've been gone that long. Did we miss something? The chicken McNugget? Anything happened on For My ATO Sports we want to talk about?
I remember somebody was saying that you were putting fries in the bag.
Shit.
For some nuggets, Jack.
That is tough.
Wow. Oh, that is tough.
That is tough. I thought Ark was preparing lunch, because I know he gets off at 1. And, in that transition time of like the breakfast crew, the morning crew, and then the 1 p.m. shift, he got to get off the hash browns and start making the chicken nuggets. So I figured that's what Archangel was talking about. But Ark, let us know, man, how's everything going in the kitchen? Big shout out to Cool C in the chat too as well. 82 Monte Carlo's here in the chat. Said, let's go. Big shout out to 82 Monte Carlo. We got a content creator in here, Falcon fans. Make sure y'all go check out Winston Thornton. He said, what's going on one time for the fans? Chat, smash that like button. Carrie, we got to get back into this special guest thing. I know you're a super producer and a great friend and co-host here on the channel. Have we had Winston Thornton here on the channel?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think we've been on a panel or so with Winston Thornton on other channels. We need Winston Thornton here. Falcon fans, get your pen and paper. Let's go ahead and add to the special guest of this season of One Time for the Fan. Carrie, we need Winston Thornton on the channel. Winston Thornton, this is your calling, sir. We need you on the channel for an episode of One Time for the Fan, Falcons Fan Talk. Winston Thornton brings the juice and the vibes when it comes to talking Falcons football. Y'all head over to his channel and do the same thing that he's telling y'all to do on this channel. Smash the like button. Check out some of his recent videos. And, of course, follow him on social media. And we got to get Winston Thornton over here. Tidy is somebody we got to get back on the channel. Big Low Country was great enough to stop through and talk with us the other day. It's always cool when you can get Big Low to come over here and talk Falcons football. But Winston Thornton, we got to get you on the channel, man. We probably said it before, but now we're going to definitely put it in play here. So Falcon fans, be prepared, man. We're going to get Winston Thornton here to talk some Falcons football with us. 82 Monte Carlo back in there with the red and black emojis. T-Will, not only the red and black emojis for the Falcons, but college football starts up soon, T-Will. You ready to see them dogs, big dog?
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Carrie, you
You know I don't really watch college football.
I just want to check and make sure. Let me know where to stop here. I don't want to disrupt any, or piss off any Gator fans you have in your family.
Gator.
So, for those that do not know, Carrie has some Bucks fans in her family too as well. And Carrie, you do have some Gator fans as well.
Yeah, I do. But
okay.
I'm not really I really should try to get into college football. People say it's better than NFL, but I don't know. I don't know. I've never been really big into college football.
Well, it's difficult on Saturdays. That's one of your busiest days of the week. I'm sure you get about 3 or 4 clients for the oven cleaning business too as well. So, Carrie, if you get some opportunities this week,
I'm relaxing on my yacht, but you might be busy with your car detailing business.
Yeah, and Carrie, this is can you assist me with this too as well? I've had it for a couple of years. Just want to get it back restored and make sure I can use it again. So, Carrie, if you can give me some tips and pointers.
Sorry, that was a cricket noise.
The cricket noise. Archangel says, shh, on the set one time for the fan is coming on. He said, quiet on the set, everybody. Archangel said, Jack T. Will carry one time for the one time, though. Big shout out to Archangel in the chat. 82 Monte Carlo said, Jack, we low-key not used to this. What's going on, 82? What's he talking about? You talking about not used to seeing one time?
Not used to seeing you because you've been so busy with your side quests. And people are literally like, is he still alive? Like, where is this guy Jack Spade? I'm like, hey, look, no, he's fine. His businesses are booming.
Look, one thing I can say is, even though I'm away from the podcast from time to time because work has definitely I don't want to say picked up because Carrie's just gonna just use that for another joke later on. But T will know what's going on. Carrie know what's going on. Some other people do as well. I'm in a different workspace now, so of course the hours of availability is a little different. And I got to be there to get that bread. And of course, they giving out a lot of bread over there, so got to be there. Got to do what I can do. So some shows you guys may see that were scheduled before might not come on every week or every other day, but I can guarantee you, we talk Falcons football all the time in the chats. T Will's in there, Carrie's in there, and we just love, love, love talking about these Atlanta Falcons. So that's why we had the opportunity this morning. We said, look, we finna go live. I'm glad Carrie's available because she's very busy too as well with what she does, and T Will too as well. You guys can always catch T Will online or on air or live at any time during the day. But you got him here this morning at 10:39. So big shout out to everybody here from One Time who's able to be in the chat or to join us here talking Falcons football. DJ Dan's in the building. He said, what's good, everybody? The season is approaching very soon. I believe we are in a better spot than people think. Let's have a great show. Before we finish the rest of the fans in the stands comments, let's go over what Dan is saying. I believe we are in a better spot than what people think. Just that line alone right there is something that we can talk about here, Falcon fans. T. Will, Carrie, Dan said it. We're in a better spot than what people think. What are people thinking? That we're going to be pretty bad this year, facing a top 5, top 10 draft pick next year. We're going to lose a bunch of games. Don't read into what Vegas is saying with the 5 wins or the 6 wins. T. Will, Carrie, are we honestly in a better spot than what people think, and why?
You can go to
No, ladies first.
You your moment. You the celebrity.
I don't think it's not as bad as people make it out to be. I understand, if I take off my Falcons fandom glasses, I understand their concerns, right? You kind of have question marks at quarterback, the most important position. You lost, a guy that you were really going to depend on, in my opinion, for this season. Hoping that he take an even bigger leap this year in Jalen Walker. James Pierce Jr. is out for half the season, and honestly, the 2 games that we saw him in preseason, he's looked really good. So that's an unfortunate loss. But I think this regime has done a good job at adding competition and not just sitting there and, doing nothing when you have a player go down like the past regime. So I do appreciate that. And they're being proactive about the situations at hand. So for me, I do understand like some of the concerns, but this is a very winnable division. And in my opinion, the last 2 seasons, if we had better coaching, we would have won the division and would have made the playoffs. So I do think that Stefanski, in my opinion, is a better coach than Raheem Morris. So, and I do think we have a lot more wisdom and experience as far as the coaching staff goes. I even think like Bill Callahan has already been making a difference with our offensive line. So, in regards to losing Jalen Walker and JPJ, I do really like Nate Ali. I'm really high on him as a coach. I feel like he's been successful everywhere he's gone, and look what he did with our defense last season. We went from very low in sacks to second in the league, so right behind, I believe, the Broncos. So I do trust what he has going, as well as Jeff Ulbrich. So I think it's going to be okay. I do understand the concern, but I do think also if we can have one of these quarterbacks play average, just average, we're not even asking a lot, and stay healthy, play 17 games, and I do think we can win the division and make the playoffs.
That's very much so true. That's why the Atlanta Falcons invited Carrie right there, because she's not only going to be watching the game on October 18th when the Falcons beat up on the Bears, but she's going to be in there talking Falcons football with some other great Falcon content creators that's in there, and of course some fans too as well. I've noticed from the list that was selected, there are some people who don't put out any content. They just tweet and chat on social media or Instagram, wherever they are. And they were surprised to get the invite too as well. So big shout out to everybody who's showing up. T-Will, you heard what Kerry just said with the experience of coaching. And of course, the number one issue I think why people are counting us out is because of the quarterback situation. And if we would have had a quarterback in place, just like how, Dak is over there in Dallas, or Trevor Lawrence is down there in Jacksonville, or Josh Allen's in Buffalo, maybe it can make us or they can make the outside looking in folks realize that the Falcons do have a very good team, because you can see it, T-Will, when you look at the fantasy football stuff that's coming out now on ESPN and NFL Network, where Bijan's top 5, Kyle Pitts, still, for the ones that's hating on Kyle Pitts, top 10 fantasy tight end to look at, or top 5, whatever they had him at. Drake London being up there too as well on a wide receiver to look at. But when you look at the quarterback situation, we don't have nobody in the top 25. I mean, they have the doggone Saints quarterback ranked higher than Penix too, and everybody else. So maybe they need to really see what this team is made of once we get the starting quarterback in play. T-Will, Dan said it. I believe that we are in a better spot than people think. T-Will, break that down. Yes, no, or why?
Wow. First week
like,
I would have.
Nah, hold on now.
First week I would have been. I don't know. And after this week, I guess my question is: Will the real Falcons team stand up? Are we closer to the one that we saw in week 1 or week 2?
Okay,
right?
great question.
And I guess for me, like, that's the concern, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt we took it to we took it to the Colts. I mean, that thing was over first quarter. You know what I mean? It was clear what it was. We took it to them.
Beat the shit out of them.
We did. But in the same fashion, the Broncos took it to us. So was it that the Broncos were that much prepared? Were we just kind of phoning it in and taking it easy? Were we that much better than the Colts? Like, I honestly don't know. And so before I answer that question, I really am going to need to see what happens this week, when I'm assuming you have Penix in there and you got Penix in there with the ones. What's that look like? How many passes is he going to throw? Is he going to be accurate? Is he, you know what I mean? And look, if Penix comes out and it's no worries, then it's no worries. But if Penix comes out, so, I mean, it remains to be seen. A better question to me that I'd like to ask everyone is, what is the hierarchy of quarterbacks to you? Because for me, it changed after seeing that second game. Okay, so prior to the second game, I would say it was Tua, Penix, because Penix had not been cleared. Then Cooper Rush, then Jack Strand. After watching game 2 and seeing the exploits of one new Jack Strand, as they say, shout out to Mr. Big Low Country, or whoever. I saw Big Low do it.
There's a lot of fans just, giving Jack Strand nicknames. You got a long list of nicknames for this young brother.
Big Low was the first one I saw do it, so don't get mad at me. But the bottom line is, after seeing the way Jack Strand played, the resounding question I have in my head that I can't get rid of is, do we need Tua? And it's a real question.
Hold on, T-Will.
Do we need Tua? Do we need Tua?
I don't know. Ask your boy Jack. Say that.
I'm just and look, I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny.
Sit this one out. I'm tired of this. You sit this one out, T-Will.
Okay.
This carry, this 21 carry. You got to drop that 21 from your name, Carrie. People are starting to think.
Tua's not your savior anymore.
You really that grimy and you really that savage out there in them streets, Carrie.
Just your king.
Huh?
She said, "Is this your king?"
Hey,
She said, "Is this your king?"
hey, look, I'm here for the 53 man roster that is 1 week from today,
I
ladies
love
and
it.
gentlemen.
Same.
The 53 man roster. But yeah, T Will, you was holding the floor down. You got it, brother.
No, no worries. I mean, again, everybody looked good but Tua. You know,
Right.
let's be honest. I mean, and look, that first game, obviously they took it to us, but Jack Strand was the only one to score a touchdown. Now he may have done it against the fours, but he's given you all that you could ask him. When you put him in those situations, he scores.
The fours, the
Okay,
fives, and the sixes.
he's
I mean, we
he
are playing a little phase 10 here. So
whoever he's been playing with, you know what? The ball comes out on time.
yeah.
The ball goes where it should go, when it should go, at that time. And when it's not there, you know, he can take off and run and make magic happen. And we saw the polar opposite of that with Tua. Now, to be fair, we only saw Tua for 2 series, but the feedback from camp has been kind of the same. He's been dropping snaps all camp. He's been inaccurate all camp. He's been picked off all camp. And at a certain point, look, that bill comes due.
He had
You're
some he
only
had some
invested in.
decent days. There wasn't days where he was just, the
Nah.
worst person on the field. I understand people are looking at what the beat writers and journalists who are putting out there too as well. But do you think Tua is sitting there mentally saying, "Man, I'm having a bad camp"? They were really waiting for Michael Penix Jr. to
Yes,
come take this
absolutely.
spot. And now with the Jack Strand news too as well, you have fans saying Tua should be third. Hell, you got fans saying that Tua should be cut and Cooper Rush should be on this 53 man roster. We're gonna have to keep 3 quarterbacks anyway because you got 2 injury prone ones in the building at this
Right.
moment.
They're definitely keeping three.
Yeah,
I just think for me, T Will, like
mhm.
Tua had this whole training camp. Like you literally are competing for a starting job and you literally
Mhm.
had no competition whatsoever because Penix
Yep.
could not do 11 on 11s. So you
Mhm.
had an opportunity for months to stand out and basically claim your throne. You're a 7-year vet. Like to me, there's no excuse. Like he should have been balling out, and clearly he was not doing that because then he would have claimed that spot, like ran
Mhm,
away with that job.
mhm.
Um, and to your point, like, okay, yeah, no, he hasn't been told, like, said to be the worst player on the field, necessarily. But to T-Will's point, yeah, he hasn't really impressed in training camp. I mean, he's fumbling in preseason, fumbling in the joint practice against the Colts. The video went viral. I think it had over 7 million views. Colts trolling us because of Tua. And then he also fumbled in the Friday Night Lights game or, practice. So for me, as a 7-year vet, that's a problem. You should not be having turn the ball over problems. But again, he had that last season. I feel like a lot of fans that were excited for the signing did not watch him outside of the game where he torched us
Mhm.
with one eye because he was having
On my birthday.
interception problems. Yeah, on your birthday. That's criminal.
That's
He was having this issue last season as well. And for me, though, Michael Penix Jr. has not played or practiced 11 on 11s in 9 months, and yesterday was his first day. I, they said that I want to say it was Joe Patrick. I could be wrong, or it was Daniel Flick. One of those two said that he had arguably Michael Penix had arguably the best throw of training camp to Drake London. I think the Falcons did post that, but again, he was only like 50% completion percentage, so that's not ideal. But it was his very first day back.
Mhm.
So I give him grace because he had a great throw. He was actually throwing over the middle, which people weren't saying he could do. Play action, what people were saying he couldn't do. So to me, that all points to it was poor coaching and development. And my thing is like, yeah, he hasn't played or practiced 11 on 11s in 9 months, but Tua has. And to me, like Tua yesterday went 0 for 3 in practice in 11 on 11s. So I just feel like that's a problem. Like to me, I feel in my heart like the Falcons are the plan was always to, see what you have in Penix this year to know if he's your guy or if you're going to have to draft somebody next year. And they thought, okay, let's get Tua for $1 million. That's literally cheaper than most teams' backup quarterbacks.
Mhm.
So, hey, we get this 7-year vet who's also a lefty, and we could have a seamless transition. But Tua could not even claim that spot to start the season, in my opinion. I think that was literally their plan. Maybe have him start till Penix is 100% ready to go. And he hasn't even secured that for game one of the regular season, which to me, that's a big problem. And I don't know. I don't know if he's just not, he's just, I'm not trying to say he's washed, but I don't know if he's just not as good as he was, or I know. Congratulations to him and his wife. They announced yesterday they're expecting baby number 3. Maybe he's
Oh,
just wanting to be more of a family man. I just really don't know what it is, but he just for me does not look good enough for from what we've seen to make me feel confident in his play to go into the season.
well, it's one thing to look at here, Falcon fans, because we're not talking cornerback. We're not talking defensive tackle. We're not talking wide receiver. We are talking QB1 here in Atlanta. And I think that's where the disconnect comes in from a lot of these NFL analysts and journalists. They don't know who the QB1 is here, so they can't predict the Falcons being, the division winning team. When Baker has been in Tampa for the past couple of years, you saw what he has done. Even Bryce Young, sorry self, over there in Carolina, winning the division with the record that they had last year, but they still swept us. There's some things to look at when, as a Falcon fan, we see it, on the inside looking out versus other people seeing it on the outside looking in. The quarterback battle is serious here in Atlanta. People talking about it wasn't no competition, and Coach Stefanski didn't want to make it no camp battle. It is a competition. Like they said the other day, when you walk into the room, when you wake up in the morning, competition starts. Now you have Jack Strand in the mix, where fans. I'm just talking about the fans that I not only saw tweets from, social media, the ones I spoke to behind the scenes, away from social media. I had some people drop Matt Ryan in the same conversation with Jack Strand,
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
and it is like it's a preseason game. I get it. He carved up some of the guys who's probably getting cut
That's
in less
actually
than 72 hours or a couple hours after. But Jack Strand
yes.
looked nice out there,
I can't
man.
believe somebody compared him to Matt Ryan. I hope you did like that Denzel Washington gif where he slams the door. Like, I hope that was you,
So
because
when I
that's
heard
hilarious.
it, I just took it as Falcon fans are really excited that they have another quarterback that they can look at and say, man, this guy is 6'5", 240. NFL
Yes,
Network's giving him props. ESPN's talking about him. People are posting them left and right. I
that's
mean,
fair. That's
the
fair.
brother went off against the Indianapolis Colts, but once again, he did go off against some of the backups who probably won't be on the team in a week or so. So if Michael Penix can come out there this week, and this is the disappointing part, I don't know if Drake, London, Penix, how we have an update. I don't know if London, Penix, and these number ones are playing on Friday against the Miami Dolphins or this weekend against the Dolphins. And if Penix has to go out there and use Vinny Anthony and some of these other guys that Jack Strand was
Who's been
using,
who's been balling, by the way?
who has been balling. If this is the question for you guys, Falcon fans, and even for Kerry and T. Will, if Penix doesn't have the performance this weekend that Jack Strand has using the same guys, does it look bad for Michael Penix? Also, I saw a video the other day of Roddy White talking about how he was a part of getting Tony Gonzalez to Atlanta during
Okay.
that Pro Bowl year when Roddy was in his first year of the Pro Bowl. And Tony Gonzalez was coming to the end of his career. Tony was looking for a team. He's getting ready to be he's getting ready to leave the Kansas City Chiefs. And Roddy goes to Thomas Dimitroff and says, "Hey, do you think we can get Tony Gonzalez?" And Thomas Dimitroff, being a young GM at the time, tells Tony Gonzalez, "Hey, are you going to be here for 2 years? Because we would hate to make a trade or make a move for you, and then you're here for 1 year and it just looks bad on the entire organization, and of course for the general manager too as well." Does it look bad that Matt Ryan, some of the Falcons brass in the front office, had Tua in their sights of this is what he can do until Penix gets back healthy? And let's just say Jack Strand has raised the bar ahead of Tua now, and people want Tua as either cut or your QB3. Does that look bad on the front office? Because they brought him in for a reason. And it looks like right now with Penix cleared to play 11 on 11, fans don't even want to see Tua right now, even after the one
Well, they're gonna see
game
him
he
on
had.
Friday. They're gonna see him on Friday because Stefanski said yesterday that the ones are going to be playing on Friday against the
Okay.
Dolphins, and you already know he's going to be playing against his former team. Penix, he
Right.
said, is up in the air. He's not for sure he's going to play yet because, mind you, he just for the first time practiced in 11 on 11s yesterday. So he doesn't know yet if he will play. It's up in the air. They haven't made a decision, but the Falcons practice today and tomorrow. So we'll get to see more, you know, 111 on 11 action, how he does, how Tua does. Jack Strand yesterday just did the same thing. As what's Cooper Rush. They didn't actually have a full practice. They
They
kind of
had
did
jog
like
throughs,
yes,
walkthroughs.
shot throughs. But Cooper Rush
Sound like
is
somebody's saving Jack Strand for something, Kerry. That's what
I
it looks like to
mean,
me.
for me, the big thing in my opinion is you don't let Cooper Rush hit the practice squad because somebody will scoop him up for the potential. But my thing is like he's not going to be QB1, QB2. That's just my opinion as of right now. I know it's all exciting, and I do. I mean, it is promising that there could be potential there. But you got to think about it, a lot of it goes back to optics as well. And you're not having the undrafted guy go all of a sudden he's QB1 week one. That's just I would put money that's not happening. I mean, I think you make him QB3 and you cut Cooper Rush. That's my opinion.
I was talking to some fans about that too. Well, you can chime in on this if you like. Jack Strand's 2 preseason game performances have fans already thinking. Matter of fact, when they brought him in as an undrafted free agent, you had fans already going to Jack Strand, checking out his stats and his college career. And they're sitting there, and the first thing they realize is this is a 6'4", 6'5" quarterback. It's a big boy. 230, 240 pounds. Kind of reminds you of what, T. Will? Your Big Ben Roethlisberger,
Yep.
your Josh Allen type.
Yep.
The way the kid was out there moving the other day against the Indianapolis Colts, and the way that he was able to drive down the field on the Broncos, who were just destroying us offensive and defensively. The way that Jack Strand was able to command that offense during preseason, I got to keep throwing that in there because fans are like, man, he's playing with some dude from Walmart. All right, we get it. But that dude's trying to make the 53-man roster too as well. And don't matter if it's Chris Blair or if it's Goodson, the running back. It don't matter if it's Kendall Daniel, whoever. These guys are trying their best to make the 53-man roster. And when you have players like Jack Strand out there during a quarterback carousel of just this guy's healthy, then he's not healthy. This guy is dealing with concussion protocol situations. He's one hit away from getting another concussion. You got fans talking about that. You have a quarterback like Jack in the middle, and it's like, bro.
When was the last time an undrafted quarterback was a starter?
T. Will, you're our stat guy. What you got?
What's his name? You talking about for the Falcons or in general?
In general.
You talking about what's his name, Mr. Irrelevant?
Oh, he was drafted.
In
He was the last pick.
Yeah, he was drafted.
Oh, okay. Well, Romo, I think then. I think Tony Romo.
Tony Romo.
Romo?
Just seriously curious. Okay.
Hey, shout out
but
Tony Hall.
back to you.
Back
Back to your point, Jack. For me, this race should already be over.
It can't, T. Will, because we don't know.
Hang on.
Why?
Hang on. I'm going to tell you. Penix has been hurt for most of, or has not been able to practice with the ones, or not been able to do 11 on 11 for most of camp. This should have been wrapped up. If Penix was on his square, if Penix was performing as he should, this would have already been wrapped up. The fact that this is still a competition lets you know you don't need to. Because it shouldn't be a competition. Right?
Wait, but Tua, what do you mean? Like we don't need Tua like on this roster or just as a starter? What do you mean?
You don't need him. You don't need him on the roster.
Really? Okay. I think you keep Tua in my opinion.
You're gonna make Matt Ryan and some of those guys really upset in that front office.
I'm gonna tell you why I would not keep Tua.
Okay.
Keep Tua. Because Cooper Rush has won in this league. Now I'm not saying he's a starter. Okay, he will win you a couple of games. You don't know what this new Tua is. I'm not convinced his heart is in it. I'm just not. Tua, when was Tua signed? Tua signed what
Um,
a month before,
Back
month and a
in
half
early summer, in the spring, yeah.
in the spring, right? So you had at least 2 months to familiarize yourself with this offense, and you can't keep the ball. You can't hold the ball. You're checked down, Charlie. You should know this offense backwards and forwards. Okay? You should look it. This should already be over. The fact that it's not says that you either got a quarterback that's hurt or a quarterback whose heart that's not in it. Either way, I don't want him. I don't want him.
Wow.
I'll take Penix. I'll take Jack Strand. I'll take Cooper Rush.
Wow. I
Because
mean,
I don't doubt their motivations, and I don't doubt what it's going to be when they get in there. I don't
that's
care
fair.
about the pretty stuff that you say. I don't. Oh, he's great or whatever. I don't care about that. You know what I care? What do you do when the action is on? What do you do when it matters the most? And we've seen the same thing from Tua throughout. He's fumbling passes. He's throwing interceptions. He's just been bad. And there is
Right.
no excuse because it'd be different if he was. Even Cooper Rush didn't look as bad as Tua did in his second game. And
You'd have
Tua,
Cooper Rush having more playing time, though.
right, Cooper. Well, Cooper Rush has only been there for 2 weeks.
I mean, we've only seen Tua for 7 plays.
But the point is, Tua. Look, man. Look, I'm sorry. You
I
don't.
can't believe I'm
You're
doing
not.
this, Will, but I
You're not
can't.
gonna get a break from me. You're not gonna get a break from
I
me.
can't believe I'm doing this, but
Mm-hmm.
this is gonna be seeming like I'm a Tua supporter, which we
She's,
all know I'm far from
she's
that.
about to
I'm
be
a
in favor of Tua. Watch this.
yes, I
Clip this.
am,
Clip
which
this.
is
Chat, clip it.
crazy, which is
Chat, clip it. She's
crazy.
about to give her praise for Tua. Chat,
I
clip it.
no, okay, I don't have praise for Tua, but if I look at it from the Falcons' perspective, Matt Ryan, Ian Cunningham, Kevin Stefanski, I can absolutely see why you keep Tua on this roster, which is crazy because I'm not saying that I'm a fan of him whatsoever, or I think
Talk
his
about him,
play has
Kenny.
been. I don't think his play has been good enough. To T. Will's point, I completely agree, which is why I've said I don't want him as the starter, and I've said that. I was already hesitant when we signed him because of what I saw from him last season. Ever since he took all those nasty concussions, to be honest. So, for me, he hasn't been the same since. Except for some reason, it's like he lost one eye, vision out of one eye, and just that one game, he just like was
On my
balling. I don't
on
know
my
what
birthday.
happened.
On my
Right,
birthday.
I don't know what happened, but you guys know I'm the farthest from to a truther. But that being said, I
She's a
think
big Tua fan.
you keep Tua on this roster because as an Atlanta Falcon like GM head coach, there's absolutely zero reason to cut him. I don't think there's a world that he gets cut, to be honest. I think he costs you absolutely $0. You've already paid him $1 million. The Miami Dolphins guaranteed his salary, so you've already paid him the $1 million. He's literally free to keep, and he's literally taken the bulk of the first team reps all of the off season. Like that to me, that just even though he hasn't been that good, it doesn't make sense to me because Jack Strand has taken zero first team reps. I'm pretty sure Cooper Rush hasn't either. Ja- uh, Michael Penix Jr. for the first time took 11 on 11s yesterday. To me, it doesn't make sense that you're going to cut the guy who costs you nothing and has been all of training camp, all of off season, the one who's been with the ones, the more than anyone. For me, it doesn't make any sense. If anything, you keep him as a backup because of his veteran. He has starting experience, 7-year vet. He's had all the off season to learn the scheme, this and that, and maybe just maybe later in the off season, or sorry, when the season's going and maybe a quarterback goes down, you get a late round pick for him in a trade. I'm just saying, but for me, I see it as Penix QB1, Tua QB2, and Jack Strand QB3. And to be honest, I think what's his name?
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush gets cut. And I say that because think about it. We only signed him during training camp when first Tua wasn't ready that first week. I don't know, you guys remember
Yeah,
that
he
very
was
first
having
practice?
back problems, and we
Right.
released Trevor Simeon too as well.
Right. So he wasn't ready. So then they brought Cooper Rush in that same day. And then on July, like end of July, we released Trevor Simeon because he had a non-football related injury, they said. So to me, he was literally just there for training camp off-season purpose. Like Cooper Rush was not meant to make this roster, in my opinion. He was more so like a camp body, preseason body. But I've said enough. I'd love to hear your thoughts, Jack.
No, this is
I'm
very
getting ready.
important.
Hang on, I'm getting ready to tour tomorrow.
Oh shit.
I could not disagree. I'm getting ready to tour, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. My father was at every little league, every baseball game I was
Mhm.
at, and my father would insist that I learn at least two or three positions. Because even though I played one, somebody may go down at another one, and you can't wait until this person goes down to know it. Tua is and Kerry, this is not directed at you. I love you, but I got to make emphasis. Tua, you are the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. You have been so, okay, since early spring. And this is what we see? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Y-
I look it.
Here,
Even if you don't make the super, even if you don't have a great season, you have to come out and make a better showing than what you did. And I'm not saying I was offended at his. It was only two series, but he's looked bad in practice.
Oh, I hear you.
Here's the thing: you're hearing two different stories. You're hearing stories that's pro Tua, and then when you talk to the folks that are there, you're hearing no. He's been consistently dropping these. He's been consistently bad throughout camp, right? That's number one. You're a veteran of 7 years. Number two, his first coach in Miami could not stand him. And I'm not saying he was justified. I'm saying there's a mythos about this guy that rubs people the wrong way. I'm not saying that's the reason here. But here's what I do know. You signed Cooper Rush off the street last week, and he looked bad in that first game. That second game, he looked pretty darn good. Tua's been here 3 months. What you been doing, Tua?
it's
What have you
it's
been doing?
it's
Silence.
random,
Maybe
Kilo. You
no
got
no
it.
no.
You got it.
I'm
You was
saying
preaching. Hmm.
I'm saying you're old enough to know better. Right? These people didn't sign you to sit here and twiddle your thumbs. They didn't sign you to play nurse nanny to anybody. They didn't sign you to just be rah rah. They signed you to help us win. And if you can't do that, you need to go enjoy your $200 million in the sunset and do what you do. Now, if he comes out and plays this Friday and plays decidedly better, and I mean decidedly better, then maybe we can revisit that. But in my humble opinion, look it, quarterbacks don't grow on trees. If you are in the NFL, you are the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. And you damn well better show appreciation by showing up.
I mean,
The,
I'm with you, T. Will, but I just, for me, your argument states that Tua should not be the starting quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons.
yeah.
But from like, and I agree, is his, I feel exactly the same. His play has not been good enough, which makes me feel better that Penix is finally back in 11-11s. You got his starting, offensive players like Jahan Dotson giving him high praise like yesterday in an interview. And, you know, um, for his first day, he looked all right. So, and Tua looked bad yesterday. So I do have promise in that, as well as Jack Strand, showing promise as well. So we're not doomed as far as quarterback goes because of Tua being so bad so far. But I just still believe that your argument states that Tua should not be the starter and he could be a backup. And my whole backup thing is more so for like not his play necessarily, but because of all the other reasons I stated. You already paid him, so you literally, for me, you gain nothing by cutting him. I don't see what you gain by cutting him at all. But um,
Well, I can piggyback off of both of y'all what y'all saying here. I know a week from today that 53-man roster is going to be out,
okay.
and the Falcons have to make a decision on who they want to be the starting quarterback. it's funny because you have other NFL teams that are ready to go with their 53, or pretty much they're close to having their 53-man roster ready.
Right.
They know who their starting quarterback is. Are we the only team right now in the NFL that doesn't know who the starting quarterback is?
I mean, the Browns didn't, but they named it
I was
yesterday.
about to say the Browns,
The
Gary. I
Browns
literally
of
was
all
about to say
teams
that.
Right,
have
that caused an
already named
uproar.
their starting quarterback. And Deshaun Watson didn't have a really good performance the other day in that preseason game. He didn't have a really good camp too, as well. From what the
He called out the
people were
fans.
that too as
How do
well.
you,
Should people
how
are
do you
really
guys feel
excited
about
about
that?
Shadur
I think
Sanders?
that's insane. If that was my if he was our quarterback and he's accused of doing the things he's done and he's played as bad as he's played and he's robbed our franchise of that much money and then he goes on to like basically clap back at the fans. Yeah, I wouldn't be it'd be very hard for me to be like Jack and be like I support the 53. I might be like I support the 52 because I'm personally I'm not a fan of him and I think Shador, personally, I think you should have started him because at least he provides you upside.
Mhm.
He hasn't really impressed to me in camp, or and that says a lot about him. And also Kevin Stefanski, but that's another story. But for me, at least see the upside in Shador versus you already know what you have in Watson. But I really think they're kicking the tires on him because they've paid him so
two
much
hundred
money.
something plus $1 million.
They paid him so much money, so they're like, let's just run it back one more time and hope
You
it's
have to see
different
what
this
you
time.
have. You have to see what you have with a guy like Deshaun Watson. Then again, you might by the time we play them in November or so, it might be Shadur Sanders in the Cleveland
Yeah.
Browns versus Penix or Tua or Jack Stram with the Atlanta Falcons. The thing
Are
about it is, for the fans that were calling out Kevin Stefanski because of the whole Shadur Sanders thing, and then you get Todd Monken in there, a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator in there with Todd Monken too as well, and then they go ahead and they decide to use Deshaun Watson, who was in the game the other day in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes left to go against the fifth stringers and still couldn't complete a pass. And they go out 2 days later and say Deshaun Watson is going to be our starting quarterback. For here in Atlanta,
Mm,
we had Tua for a series or so for that first game against the Broncos. Didn't look good. Like T. Will stated, the training camp notes that were coming out, even from the practice at the high school to what we've been hearing over the summer,
right.
Tua hasn't been the sharpest quarterback in the group. And so that does give opportunities for Michael Penix to where that day-to-day thing that the Falcon fans were worried about and what Falcons organization was worried about, now that he's cleared and ready to go, it really does boil down to this Friday. Because if Penix goes out and has a game similar to what Tua had the other day, or if Penix goes out and goes 7 of 16 for 64 yards and an interception, all that, you're going to have fans really talking. And then you
Right.
have some fans who are just favorites of just the guy himself. They'll give Penix a pass because this is his first game back, and he was injured for the past 9 months, and it's going to take him a while to get things together. But then you got guys like Tua, where fans are like, we don't want him here. He had a bad camp. He's had a bad first day against the Denver Broncos. If Tua plays this week, what is his performance stats going to be? Is it going to be good enough for him to be QB2 or QB3 on this roster? Because now fans are taking a favor for Jack Strand because the guy went 12 for 17 for 212 yards and a touchdown. So it's like we're getting into a point, we're getting to a level here, Falcon fans, that I think all we want is just a quarterback for the future, right? We've been dealing with this since the daggone Desmond Ritter, Heineke days, and once again, the Falcons owe Drake London an apology. The Falcons owe Kyle Pitts an apology because you got two weapons over there. Even Bijan, you got some weapons over there that is your three-headed monster, and you haven't gave them a franchise quarterback like some of these other teams have been doing with their quarterbacks and their wide receivers and their running backs. And it sucks because as a Falcon fan, I just want to know who the future here is here at quarterback. Now, the Jack Strand thing is interesting because let's just say Jack Strand is the guy. Randomly, let's just say he has that Brock Purdy moment. We don't want to see it because that means people are injured. But let's just say he has that Brock Purdy moment. Remember with the 49ers what happened? Brock Purdy got into that game and not saying he turned the San Francisco 49ers, organization around, but they have a guy who was Mr. Relevant or Mr. Irrelevant. At the end of the season, they have a guy now that they can consider their future with a guy like Kyle Shanahan at the head coach. We have Kevin Stefanski now. People are talking about when Kevin Stefanski got here, most head coaches like to go get their quarterback.
Okay.
That's why some people was even speaking about next year with the draft. You have a first-round pick. You got Archie Manning coming out. You got the kid from Oregon coming out. You got all these people coming out next year. Take a shot at one of these guys and build your foundation over again. You're still going to have Bijan. You're going to have Drake. You're going to have Kyle. You're going to have AJ. You have all these superstar weapons on offense and defense, but you don't have the number one thing that teams need to be successful, and that is a quarterback.
But we're not worried about that right now. We're not worried about next year. We're worried about this year.
True. And for the fans that are waiting for a successful season this year, could you get it with Tua? Some fans are saying no because of what we've seen through training camp. Could you get it with Penix? Some fans are saying yes because of what we saw flashes and glimpses of last year before he went down. But then you have some fans who don't believe in neither one of those quarterbacks, and they're like, go and use Jack Strand. And let's run the NFC South.
But
and the crazy thing is for next year, you don't have to pay Jack Strand any type of big money. If you keep him on the roster, keep him here.
But what team is really going to just be like, okay, yeah, this undrafted guy is our QB1, like, out of nowhere? Like, I feel like that's just unrealistic.
Here in Atlanta, Strand is
there was a reason why he went undrafted. I'd rather just let him develop. Keep him on the roster. Don't let him at the practice squad because somebody will take him.
Well, agree or disagree? Here in Atlanta, Strand is QB3.
For me, yes.
You put him on any other team in the NFL, he can be possibly a QB2.
No.
I see Strand as a QB2 with a couple organizations.
I would love to know who.
T-Will?
Yeah.
Number one, the Saints.
That's a team right
number
there.
One, the Saints.
Well. Jack Strand looks better than both of those quarterbacks they have down there in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't. That's not true. I'm sorry.
Shuck has been developing.
Shuck was good last year.
Shuck has been developing.
I can't believe you're making me give them kudos.
But whoever their number two is, I would say Strand looks better than him. But look, here's another
Strand
reason.
Strand looks better than a couple
from
starters.
Game,
he looked better than a couple of starters out here.
But guys, that's an overreaction. That's just
here's another reason I would get rid of Tua. Because if you don't like what you get from Penix this season, you have to see what you have in Strand. Because you got two positions that are coming up. Number one next year is right tackle, potentially left tackle. I don't know how long Jake's gonna be here. And quarterback, if neither is your guy, right? Look at it. If Penix works out, great, awesome. But what if he doesn't? Right? What if he doesn't? What if he comes out and he has a ho hum, whatever year where he's not
That's
great?
The one thing, T-Will, that I'm not hearing the answer from fans. Everybody's super high up here on what the Penix guy can do. But like you said, what if he doesn't? Then it's kind of like, well,
that's what this year is for, to find out.
Right.
But we can always use that draft pick next year. That's another year of disappointment. Fans don't want to wait another 100, 200, 300 days to see what we have in store for the future.
But Jack, my point is we need to find out what we have in both this year. Because if you don't like what you have in either this year, then next year is a gold mine as far as quarterbacks are concerned. But that's why I wouldn't keep Tua. That's another argument. Look, you've only signed him for $1 million anyway. Let him go. See what you have in both. Give Tua.
You can do that though with still keeping Tua on the roster. That's what I don't understand.
Then make Tua your number three. Then make Tua your number three.
I mean, 2, 3, whichever. Tough. But I don't see a world where Tua gets cut. He literally took the bulk of first team reps all off season. So that to me just would be a horrible thing for the organization to do. Like, you don't take the guy regardless if he hasn't been that good. I mean, I agree with you, T. Will, that I don't think Tua is good enough, but I don't think he's good enough to be the starter. A backup, sure, with starting experience, 7-year vet, like, who literally took all the bulk of the first team reps all off season. Like, you can't just cut that guy. And then it's just like, I feel like it'd be like chickens with the heads cut off. Like, oh, nobody else literally had the offense installed all off season. I mean, he already has the whole scheme, the system installed.
Right.
And like you said, he only cost us $1 million. So you literally gain nothing by cutting him. Nobody's going to trade for him as of right now. And
This
he
isn't the
literally
Kirk
cost
Cousins
$1 million.
moment for Tua
So
right now. This
what do
isn't
you
the
mean?
Kirk Cousins moment. What we have here in Atlanta is it's going to boil down to this weekend with how they play, and of course, what happens with the rest of the week of practice. I would expect the Falcons to make a decision on the quarterback situation probably Monday morning after they go through the weekend and evaluate and then do what they have to do. Of course, Ian Cunningham's going to be working on some things too as well to get this roster ready. But right now, my three, not putting them in any order, my three that I have to make this 53-man roster is Penix, Tua, and Jack Strand. If Cooper Rush gets cut, Cooper Rush makes it to the practice squad, and the team picks him up, we understand that. I think fans are far ahead with Jack Strand right now than they are with even the career of Cooper Rush because, he was Cooper Rush from Dallas. He was putting up some numbers. Cooper Rush from Baltimore is a little bit different. We got Cooper Rush in Atlanta right now. His past two games, I mean, all right, 10 for 11 for 86 yards the other day. But that's why they gave a bulk load to Jack Strand. It wasn't because he was just moving the ball. I think the team are seeing, some things behind the scenes with Jack Strand that are very impressive. And that's why we got a chance to see him for that amount of time we did against the Colts, not because he was just carving up the team. It's because there is a QB battle going on between Rush and Jack Strand that is very important that fans got to look at. And for right now, I got Strand winning that battle, which puts him on the 53-man roster. You still need to keep three quarterbacks, I do believe, due to the two injured quarterbacks that you have up front. But I'm as much as I talked about it, Kerry, in the past, well, okay, Tua will be here week 1 to start till Penix gets after it, X, Y, and Z. Oh, if Tua goes 3-1 and Penix is healthy, they're not going to play him and all this stuff. That kind of like is out the window, and it's like, I'm going to wait to this game this week. I'm going to wait till these practice notes come out for today, tomorrow, and the rest of the week. I'm going to see how things are going because if Penix can't take any contact or if things are not looking good in his situation to even be ready to start week 1 against the Steelers, well, then it seems like it's going to be Tua. In no way, shape, or form am I throwing Jack Strand to the curb, but I think fans are just heavy on the fan favorite hearts of Jack Strand. He's looking really good right now in preseason. I don't know if he's week one ready, but it's either Tua or Penix, in my opinion. We do have to catch up on the fans in the stands. This is the first topic, T. Will Carey. This is the first topic
Yeah, we
of the
gotta
breakfast
catch
at
up.
one time for the fans.
There's a lot of people in the chat, for real.
Fans got so much to say about Tua, Penix, and Jack Strand. We've been reading through some of the comments. So many people are in here right now. Don't forget, tag your Falcons friends. Tell your Falcons family that One Time for the Fan is live. We have the VIP special guest co-host, Miss Carrie here, who's with us today talking Falcons football this morning. We have Superman T. Will in the building here talking Falcons football with us this morning. So many comments, so many people in here. Dwayne Ruffin, Tony Hall's on vacation in Destin, Florida, watching us right now. We got Ike the Grim Reaper in here. Winston Thornton, content creators in here. Dre the Boxers in here. DJ Dance, Archangel, Smooth C. So many Falcon fans in here. Let's get to some more comments so we can catch up. We have some more topics to talk about. We can come right back to this conversation about the quarterback issue because that seems to be the biggest thing to talk about in Atlanta. Anybody talking about Avion? Anybody talking about Juwan Taylor?
Well, in his defense, he hasn't been practicing. He was hurt. I think he's finally back.
Right. But even if we had a show talking about Avion and AJ, could it go this long? Like how we talked about the quarterback issue? Right? I mean, we would have said some good things, took away some pros and cons of the cornerback situation and who's going to make the 53 with the nickel spot and who's going to be a third, fourth, fifth corner.
Right.
But I don't think it would have built up a whole show kind of like Tua, Penix, and Jack Strand. This is a real QB battle. We're battling here in Atlanta.
I mean, that's a little different, though. This is the most important position on the field.
Right.
The most important
Right.
position on the
Outside of Carrie in the stand selling beer. So Falcon fans, make sure you show up on the 18th.
Wow. I wouldn't take that, Miss Carrie. I would not take
Carrie will
that.
be walking up
You
and
know
down the
what?
aisles of
I'll give
section.
him one. I'll give him one.
Carrie will be walking up and down the aisles of section 118, yelling, "Beer, beer! Anybody? Credit
Excuse
card,
me.
cash,
No.
check."
Let me tell you what we're not going to do. We are not going to talk about my friend Miss Carrie like
She's a
that, sir.
VIP.
We're not
She's
going
a
to do that.
VIP.
We're
I
not.
guarantee you, Carrie's getting
She is in
her comeback
VIP
ready right
because
now.
she is in VIP because she is a VIP, sir. Get used to it.
Always. Falcon fans, let's head to the comments. The fans in the stands are talking. So many people here in the chat. You know, we love talking with the Falcon fans because one time for the fan is from the fan and it is for the fan. Let's get to the fans in the stands before we get to our next topic. Winston Thornton, Carey says, question, and I proposed this on my channel as well. Do y'all think that the fan appreciation night against the Bears, October 18th, could be the night that Julio be inducted into our Ring of Honor? Hot take, Carrie, it's on you.
Unfortunately, absolutely not. Unfortunately, I don't know. I hope and pray that day comes, but I don't know. I feel like his relationship with Arthur Blank and the organization is completely broken at this
Yep.
point because of interviews I've seen him do with people like Roddy White, who, you know, obviously has a great relationship with the team and the organization. But sadly, I don't think that's happening. I would bet money that's not happening. I would love for that to happen because I'll be there, but absolutely not happening. And I don't know. I feel like maybe was that like a week or two ago where he liked that post where some podcast said
the only thing they like is the Falcons uniforms, and he liked the
only
post.
thing they like about the Falcons is their uniforms. Basically, we're trash this year. We're gonna suck, and he liked it. And yeah, I posted that on Twitter. It went viral, and then I went back to look at it. He unliked it.
Mm-hmm. You know what he's doing.
Weird.
You know what he's doing. He's playing that grimy. You know, I'm still upset with the Falcons over something.
Right.
I don't know what he's totally upset about. I mean, I understand he got to that point in his career where he wasn't winning, but he has some good years here in Atlanta. Even the connection with Matt Ryan, Roddy, some of the gang, those years of just watching the highlights and the training camp videos of Julio and, you know,
Not only that,
them
Jack,
together.
but we paid that man handsomely.
We sure did.
We paid
Respectfully,
that man
we did.
handsomely,
When people was like, don't pay him. Well, we paid him. We talking about Julio with the braid. You talking about Julio, you know, with the low cut, the Caesar. Like, we paid Julio. He got his money now. And Thomas Dimitroff, you know, that was his guy.
What do you think, T-Will? I think no.
Yeah, I don't even think he said the Falcons in his
thank you, his retirement.
In his I don't want to call it a mea culpa, but when he was thanking Atlanta on Atlanta Day a year ago.
That's so true. I forgot about that.
I don't even think he mentioned the Falcons.
He did not mention the Falcons whatsoever on 404 Day. You're right.
I don't see that.
The way he did it too, as well, hanging out with what was that? Derrick Henry, I think it was. Mm-hmm. Working out with everybody away from the facility when we're like, "Hey, Julio, what's up, man? Everybody's out here with you." And then Shannon Sharp, the Shannon Sharp call was tough, you know, because we were all watching it from, you know, wherever we are in the world, and we're like, "Julio's talking to Shannon Sharp, man. That's AI before AI. That ain't Julio. Pay it back."
Well, there are. I'm not going to name names, but there are people in this world with agendas.
Right.
And the thing about it is you have to know who's around you. And if you let the wrong people around you, they can influence.
Terrell Owens.
I wasn't going to say it, but they can influence your attitude. And here's the thing. And I get it, right? Terrell Owens is one of the greatest receivers ever. Okay, one of the greatest receivers ever. But I would not want him as a teammate. I just wouldn't. Great receiver, but ultimate me guy.
He was on some me stuff back in Julio.
I mean,
that's how a lot of receivers are, though.
Yeah, but you gotta know when to turn that off, Carrie. You gotta know when to turn that off. And I promise you, T.O. got in Julio's ear. Because the summer that Julio started hanging out with T.O., and you can ask Eric. Eric and I had this conversation. I said it will not be long before he comes back and wants to renegotiate his deal. And it wasn't 9 months.
When you and Eric had that conversation, was he wearing white socks and flip flops at the time?
Probably was. He probably
Okay.
was. You're
Was
right.
he walking
But
through the was he walking through the grass in the morning with like the morning dew on the grass?
probably
Like,
was. Yeah,
okay.
he probably was. But the bottom line is there are certain entities out here who they have their own agendas, and you got to know for yourself, what you can or cannot take. Before Julio starts hanging out with T.O., I don't see any division on that team. I don't see any division with Julio. I don't see Julio hanging out away from other folks. I don't do that. But the minute he starts hanging out with Team Obliterator, okay, this happens. And look I'm not saying it's all T.O.'s fault. Ultimately, Julio decided or whatever. There were things happening beforehand, right? If there were things happening beforehand, there were family members of Julio making certain comments that if you didn't want him out there, you could have checked it.
I remember that. I'm not going to speak about who it was. There were people that we would see on social media had some things to say,
right,
that were a part of the Jones family that that some fans would screenshot and send over to other fans like, y'all see what Buddy talking about over here?
Right. So, so what I'm saying is clearly there was something, but you get around the wrong person. And look two things can be true at one time. You can be a great wide receiver and a not so great person.
Right.
So I can love this about you, but I also better recognize this about you because this can impact me. You get what I'm saying? And I think Julio fell into that trap of, oh, this guy's one of my idols, and begin to listen to him and really begin to interpret to kind of intimate those feelings that T.O. was expressing. Because again, T.O.'s a receiver. He knows the deal. He knows how to communicate with other receivers. He knows how. Oh, I bet you they don't appreciate that. They don't know what you got to go through. They don't know about this training. I'm sure he spoke to that side of him. But ultimately, what did Julio get? He got what, 2 more years? And then he was in Tennessee? And he was basically done because he couldn't stay in the game anyway. Whereas if you would have just shut your mouth, and you could have finished out your career with the Falcons. Hey. Just my opinion. But
in short, no, we don't think that, unfortunately.
In short, no.
Yeah, I don't.
Absolutely, we don't.
T-Wood does a podcast on what Winston Thornton says, and Carrie's like, in short, no, we don't.
Yeah, sorry.
Could it be the day that Carrie gets inducted into the fan?
Stop it.
You never know.
Possible.
You never know.
We need to catch up. We got so many people in here. I think we're like at a minute 11:13. Like,
hey, Miss Lindsay.
Yeah, I want to shout out her, Christy Lewis, Miss Auntie Pam.
Miss Christy!
So many people in the chat. We have a chat, as Jack would say, is live in it, so we got to catch up.
Chat live.
What's up, Mississippi, Miss Christy? Hey, Auntie Lindsay, Pam, if you're in here.
And Floyd is in the chat. You also have Michael L. in the chat. He said, hi, guys. Bring in Bennett because both of our quarterbacks are hurt.
Island Mike.
Michael's the one who made that post on Twitter the other day. Is that you, Mike?
Island Mike.
Could be Island Mike.
Why? I mean, I don't even want to get into that because we already got into that on Terry, Carey, and Eric's show last episode. But I'm just completely baffled and like kind of confused as to why everybody's like fiending for Stetson Bennett to be the starter of the Falcons when he's like QB3 in LA. I don't get it. But
Stetson Bennett versus Jack Strand would be one hell of a QB competition here in Atlanta, though. I ain't gonna lie, that'd be great to see. Alien Overload said cut Tua. Lindsay said no, we don't need Tua. William said get up, strand up for your right. Look at this one.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I will say the catchphrases are endless.
I love it, Will.
If he becomes our QB1 in the future, I feel like, the catchphrases, the memes, it's all endless with that name. I love it.
Hey, there's a new strand in the city. It's that Jack Pack. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Alien Overload said Jack Strand was the best QB in the 2026, and Strand is the best QB that the Falcons have ever had.
Wait, what?
That's tough.
Wait. Wait,
I've
what
had my
now?
coffee this morning.
We
What
got to
did you
find out where
just
Alien.
say?
Alien, where you checking in from? Alien, watch Alien
No,
say
I want to know
Shreveport,
what's in his
Louisiana.
coffee, Carrie. I want to know
No,
what's in his coffee.
Alien, where you
nah,
checking in from? Baton
he's a.
Rouge, Louisiana.
I was about to say he's a spy from New Orleans for sure.
Okay, all right. I'm just curious.
Hey,
That
look.
is actually crazy.
Raymond Collins comes in here. He's talking Falcons football with the shout out to William Waddle. Michael said, when Penix goes down, I would rather have a vet come in like Tua.
Okay, fair. I think that's what the
Okay.
Falcons want to be honest.
James says, is Carey 21? 21 Savage. Big shout out to James in the chat. Lindsay said, I will put Cooper ahead of Tua vet wise. Falcon fans agree or disagree. Would you put Cooper ahead of Tua
I would.
vet wise?
I would. Well, I
Tua
mean,
agrees
I'm
with
not.
it.
I mean, not. I just.
If you're
Whatever.
talking Tua, veteran, not just the years he's played, the numbers too as well. And Tua
on.
I
by
mean,
far,
look,
Tua by far is crushing.
Come on,
Cooper
man.
Rush.
right, but it's
Crushing
Tua
Cooper
still
Rush.
Tua, right?
We don't know. Hey, is Penix still Penix? Is Jack Strand still Jack Strand? You know what's going to happen on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z? Does Goku get his power back? We gonna
Oh
find
wow!
out, man.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Hey, look,
The ultimate troll.
here we go. It says Jack has all the traits you want in a franchise quarterback: prototype size, height, and velocity, super beat timing and accuracy, awesome unselfishness, likability, and leadership. So he might be checking in from Sandy Springs, Georgia.
I think he
he's
forgot to say he prefers long walks on the beach as well. I mean,
Jeez.
that's
Wow,
the other thing.
he's all in on Jack Strand. I will
Just
say
get a
he is
violin
likable.
and tuck him to bed.
He should have kept that in the draft though. As far as letting us know that he's a New England Patriots fan, I will say that because I was not happy to hear that. And I wish he would have finished off the interview by saying he's now a Falcons fan, but he did not. So we got to work on that, Jack Strand.
Nando's in the chat. Papa Rush will take Tua's spot. We can eat 1.3 million in a heartbeat. Nando's in the chat. Mr. CDX is in the chat. He said the best practice. We got to do better. Winston Thornton's in the chat. He said, I never understood the fan base love for Tua. Let's remember he wasn't lighting it up in Miami before Hill and that track team got there when Hill is gone. 15 interceptions over 14 games is lackluster.
I mean, man, you sound like me trying to explain this to Jack Spade before when we signed.
Carrie,
him.
I just told
Honestly,
Oh.
that's exactly what I was saying, but I just want to make it clear that I've always felt that way about Tua, okay? But I'm just saying, I don't want to sound like I'm a Tua truther because I'm far from it. I just
Can't believe you turned into a Tua apologist this
I'm
morning,
not a
Gary.
Tua
That's
apologist.
weird.
You guys know, for me, Penix QB1, but my thing is like, and I don't want Jack Strand hitting practice squad because I don't want to lose him and I want to see his potential, but I also want him to develop. That being said, there was a reason why the Falcons signed Tua, and there's a reason why they signed Cooper Rush. And the reason why they signed Cooper Rush is because Tua wasn't ready and because Trevor Siemian got cut.
They also didn't get a chance to see Jack Strand play the way he's been playing recently, too. That was a couple weeks ago. So now we fast forward time and we can say, man, this guy just carved up the Colts. Now fans are like, put him in there, keep him on the team. We don't want Cooper Rush throwing pick sixes over here. And, Tua concussion-wise, accuracy-wise, what we saw in that clip against the Colts running around and just throws the ball into the ground. And, there's a couple of things that fans are just disturbed about when it comes to Tua. I totally get it. I totally understand. He's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He didn't have the greatest team in Miami.
He didn't even win a single playoff game in Miami. Let's not get it twisted.
He also had a coaching staff that was probably arguing and fighting with each other every single minute, a GM that didn't really give a damn. But then again, times change for different quarterbacks in different circumstances. Look at Kyler Murray with the Vikings.
Okay.
He went over there against J.J. McCarthy. J.J., who was drafted 3 picks after Michael Penix, won the national championship too as well, beating Michael Penix. Has Justin Jefferson over there, but J.J. McCarthy hasn't been healthy. And when he wasn't injured, he didn't look good. So they brought in Kyler Murray. I don't want to say the same for Michael Penix because we had the Kirk Cousins situation, and then when Kirk got injured and kept it from us, Then Penix goes in there, and we have the opportunity to make the playoffs, and this, that, and the third. And people were blaming Raheem Morris, and of course Zach Robinson. Then you get a full season of Penix or half a season of Penix. Fans are on the 50-50 with him because he wasn't going off like most quarterbacks were in the NFL. He was just playing his game, but he did put us in some winnable games. This put us in some games that, was very close to as well. Some games that he had some bad performances. And you get to the offseason now after he gets injured, they bring in Tua. You hear the comments from Matt Ryan previously talking about Tua from last season when we played them in Atlanta and when they brought the Dolphins in. Now we have Tua in the building. Jack Strand comes in as an undrafted free agent. He goes crazy now, not only in practice with his respected group that he's working with, but he goes crazy on the Indianapolis Colts for the amount of time that he was on the field. 12 for 17, 212, 132 QB rating. That was crazy. But I see the fans in the chat. I see what y'all talking about when it comes to Tua. JQ's in the chat. Not only has Tua not been ideal on the field, his interviews don't sound like he's even 100% in. That's something that T-Will was just talking about not too long ago. We don't think Tua could possibly be there locked in mentally. And big shout out to Nana Barrington. He said the nickname New Jack comes from the Birdcage. He has a whole short on this theme from the movie New Jack City. And that was one of the greatest movies I think ever made. T-Will, you do movie reviews and stuff. New Jack City was top tier.
I never liked you
anyway. Fat ass down for make change.
I never liked you anyway.
Shout out to For My ATO Movies 1.
Hey, big shout out. T-Will, they got some good movies coming out. You better be ready, man. T-Will, you better have a whole live 24-hour show for Doomsday, because we're talking about the biggest movie probably in Marvel history. And T-Will, after Doomsday and Secret Wars, we don't want to just switch subject here, but after Doomsday and Marvel Wars, there's not too many routes Marvel can take. Right? They're going to either have to shut it down for some years, or they have to bring in some of the new Avengers with their solo films, because we do know Black Panther's coming up shortly after that. Apparently, that other Spider-Man's going to be in the works shortly after that. But T-Will, after Doomsday and Secret Wars, Ghost Rider, maybe another Fantastic Four.
Don't forget they're introducing the X-Men into the MCU.
They're introducing the young X-Men too as well.
X-Men will come out 2028, which all but assures that all the old school X-Men are going to get killed in either Doomsday or Secret Wars, one of the two. But they're all dead. So, but I mean, either way, it's a lot to look forward to, man. Look, you got Ghost Rider, you got Black Panther 3, of which I believe Storm, who was at one time the love interest of Black Panther, is in that movie. And then you've got the X-Men coming out in 2028. So you've got a lot. And speaking of Marvel, Spider-Man Brand New Day is already at $2.2 billion globally.
Wow.
$2.2 billion.
Not
I think that thing's been out a month. Wow. $2.2 billion with the B.
How many times have you seen it, T-Will? Twice?
I only saw it once. Remember, what happened to Jack? Okay, I ended up getting sick, so I only saw it the one time.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna go back, and maybe by the time I go back, they'll be at $3 billion. I don't know. It's insane, but they are killing it, man. Carrie, let's get to some of these folks in the chat.
Let's catch up. We're behind, so
we are way behind. So guys, I'm just gonna jump in here. Please forgive me. Wolf respectively says, T-Will, what's up, Wolf? Christy Lewis says, Simon POV, I never said Cooper should be QB1. Neither did I say Tua should be. They're having a discussion.
I want to shout out Keith No Sweat. He's very active in the chat. He said, we have a competent coaching staff now. I think they will lead with Tua and then bring Penix out after about 4 games. So
we shall see.
This is a really heated discussion. And to Christy Lewis's point, I think we'll be able to have a better, clear view and perspective after this Dolphins game, since some of the starters will be playing. And I think the coaching staff will kind of have their decision made by, Friday or Saturday, by the weekend. But they probably won't announce it till maybe Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I'm looking forward to seeing, from guys like Daniel Flick, how the practices go today and tomorrow.
So Well, you know what? I'm just gonna wait. I mean, I guess it just remains to be seen. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna because I'm all over the place, Gary. Like I literally, if Tua comes out like he did in Game One, mm, I don't know, Kerry. Give me your thoughts on that, right? If Cooper Rush comes out, no, it's not Cooper Rush. If Tua comes out like he did in Game One, and let's say he plays, I don't know, the entire first quarter, and he is donkey hooters. All right, let's say he comes out and he goes 5 for 20, throws an interception, throws for like 35 yards. They're all check downs. What are
Oh,
your thoughts then? What are your thoughts? Is it still the same or like? Give me your thoughts then.
I mean, maybe he's QB3 at that point. I still think at this moment he's QB2. I do. I do. I think that was always the
Okay.
plan. I think the plan maybe would have been even to have him be QB1 until Penix was fully ready. But as they've been stating, Penix has been doing great with his recovery. Kevin Stefanski has said that multiple times, like, oh, he's, ahead of schedule, he's doing well, like, he's doing everything he can to be ready. So, and as Penix said, he wants to be the week 1 starter. So my thing is like they planned for Tua to maybe be the starter and then till Penix was ready, but Penix is actually trying to push the envelope to be ready week 1. So I don't know, T-Will. I mean, I'm not saying there's not a chance Tua's not cut because I definitely think he could be cut if he comes out there and looks like crap. I mean, and then say they put Cooper Rush in and he actually can drive the guys down the field and maybe score, then okay, maybe there's a world where you do keep him, but I don't think that was the plan. And I think if Tua just looks average on Friday night against his former team, I think he's gonna be the backup.
Okay. And
Well,
guys, I want to apologize. My wife just sent me a text. She did not like what I had to say about T.O. So I'll say this. I don't know T.O. personally, so I can't say what kind of a person he is. What I will say is he does not seem to be the best thing for a team once he
Mm,
goes there. I don't know what kind of person he is. And she is
Theo's always
100%
had
right.
that
And
AB Des Bryant type of
right.
mentality
and
anyway.
I and
Theo's
and
always had
I
that.
so hey, T.O., I apologize. I don't know you as a person. You could
Right.
be a great person, but you seem to have a negative impact on teams.
Okay,
And
and
he's one of the greatest wide receivers to ever live.
thank
There you
you.
go. That's for you, Kim.
And
Okay.
I
T-Will's views are his own. Sorry, T.O.
I totally I totally want to apologize too as well.
And
Carrie,
shout
you
out
guys
to Miss
can't see
Kim.
her. You can't see Carrie right now. Her camera is off, but Carrie's been working on putting these solar panels on my roof,
Oh,
Oh
be
and
wow.
quiet.
Oh
Oh
wow.
she must
my
have she
God.
must
You're
have
the
did something with
roofer
the
around
I don't know
here.
what she touched up there, but for some strange reason my
You're the one with
connection
the
got knocked
roofing
out.
business, and I thought the business was booming. I don't know why you can't upgrade your Wi-Fi at this point.
Hey, Wi-Fi
Ooh,
is looking good.
taking shots.
Wi-Fi is
Taking
Okay.
looking
shots.
good. Nah, they had some issue out here. I see AT&T's working on something out there, but they must have clipped something or cut something or did something by accident because it knocked me out for just a couple minutes there. But glad to be back, Falcon fans. So many people here talking Falcons football. Lucy and John Moreno. We got Mama Malone in the chat. We got Mama Malone. Good to see you,
Good
Miss
morning.
Pooh. I can't wait to get back out there and chop it up with my Falcons family. Our sideline crew. Big shout out to Miss Jackson here talking some Falcons football with us. But everybody here from John Moreno to Michael L to Auntie Pam to we have Samoan POV in the chat too as well. He said, "Man, these dudes talking about Strand like he Josh Allen, man. You see what I'm saying? They got
See,
people
and
doing
I'm
these
not a dude,
comparisons."
so I would say that you're not talking about me because I don't think he's Josh Allen, and I think it's insane that somebody compared him to Matt Ryan.
Right.
I
And there
like
was
that
some
he
people
showed
that
flashes, Jack, but I'm sorry, I'm not giving him the QB1 spot like from one preseason game. I know people are thirsty for a quarterback. I get it, but slow your roll a little bit.
fans in the chat are talking Falcons football. So many comments, especially with me just getting knocked out with the connection too as well. So we're just trying to catch up on some things. We have went over one of the five topics that we've had so far.
We're not
And
going over 5 topics.
the quarterback issue is a very big thing. I totally understand it here in Atlanta. I love it. Someone said, "Hey guys, we think the schedule is going to affect us this year. I don't think Tua would survive this schedule. Not gonna lie, which is why I say cut him. We do have some tough games. We do. Hey, as an NFL quarterback, if you made it to this level,
we got a
you
tough
better be
schedule
ready
this
to play. You're not gonna play the damn New York Jets every Sunday. You know, you got them.
Sorry, Jets fans.
Sorry, sorry. No disrespect to the Jets fans. You're not gonna play the Colts every day, Jack Strand. But you know, there are some teams out there on our schedule this year that we can't just say every game is a cakewalk. I know we like to say it just to make ourselves feel good, but Panthers swept us twice last year, right? We battled with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers too, as well, down to the wire. You had the New Orleans Saints.
Should have won both of those games, by the way.
That too as well.
I mean, kicker, we would have swept them as well. But
that too as well. You have the New York Jets that we just cracked a joke about that beat us in New York in the rain. You have the Dolphins that Tua had one eye, one arm, one leg, and still threw 20 for 26 for 4 touchdowns on us. So there are some teams out there that you have to watch out for. We do play the Kansas City Chiefs. Who knows what the Browns are going to be doing this year? But Falcon fans, it's just be prepared. Just be prepared for what we have going on, and of course,
get your blood pressure pills ready.
Hey, what the boy said? Water boy, the blood pressure bird. What Water boy say? The blood pressure bird. What Trey said? The blood pressure bird. That boy Trey be going on, man. Hey, shout out to everybody here. Christian Lewis too as well is in the chat. It said, where Berto at? I saw Berto. I just scrolled down and saw Berto in here. Where's Berto? Where's the bro? Where's the bro talk, man? So many fans in here talking Falcons. We respect everybody's comments too as well. Big Little Country's here in the chat. Let's see here. Who we got? Christy Lewis, Auntie Pam, the Ladybirds are here from AFN. Shout out to Samoan. Keith No Sweat said, right, I don't want to see Penix yet. He's agreeing with Miss Lindsay, who had her comment from up there earlier. Let's see here. Christy Lewis says she's at work listening and not on YouTube with One Time for the Fan with the crew up here. So big shout out to Christy Lewis for listening to us, watching us wherever you are. Will the Thrill said, just don't hide in the bathroom while you're on, Christy. That's more Magnus style. Sheesh.
Shout out to Magnus.
Shout out Magnus. We got some fans in here talking Falcons. I'm just trying to get to the comments. I'm trying to catch up. Because we spent so much time with the Penix, Tua, and Jack Strand talk. Jack Strand would have loved this if he was watching it this morning. Like, oh, wow, podcasts are talking about me for an hour and a half. You damn right, Jack Strand. You knew Jack Strand. Was it New Jack Strand City? New Jack. What is it? What's the
New Jack Strand? I think it's New
Jack Strand. Jack Strand. We sit over here having a podcast about QB3. That's crazy. That's crazy work. But hey, the man went out there and balled out, man. Auntie Pam's in here telling us, good afternoon, Jack. Auntie Pam must be, where are you at, Auntie Pam? She probably wanted to put good morning. But hey, good day to you, Auntie Pam. You know, we love talking with Auntie Pam here on the channel. Let's see here. Where is bro? I just saw bro talk.
Me too.
Wolf respectively is in the chat. Shout out Wolf. He said T-Will, what's up? T-Will got the people pulling up here too as well. Jamal ATL 404 says folks need to calm down. If Strand goes 6 for 12 again, he'll be a practice squad guy, and Cooper Rush will be QB3. He had one good half and has yet to prove to make the team. Jamal ATL said, y'all calm down before I get them signs together and get them jerseys made. We still got the number 8 pick in here. We still got touchdown Tua Tagovailoa in here. Is that his nickname, Kerry? Everybody got a nickname in Atlanta. Is that his nickname, touchdown Tua Tagovailoa?
I never heard that one. I've heard the Tua turn the ball over.
Oh!
Well, no,
That's
I'm trying to be funny.
Oh!
That's the nickname I've heard.
How dare you talk about our quarterback like that, Kerry? How
No, I'm
dare
not
you?
calling him that. Don't get it twisted. I said that's the nickname I've heard people call him on social media. Tua turn the ball over.
Carry giveth and carry taketh away.
Samoa said he did have a concussion, so why bring that up? I think the concussion thing is what fans are kind of worried about. Even Tua, when he first got here, mentioning that he has to learn how to slide more. He has to learn how to just be more proactive when it comes to running out of bounds and not taking the hit. He has taken some ugly hits that has put him into concussion protocol. It's kind of like Jackson Dart the other day when he said, every time I get hit, I end up in the tent. I'm sure Giants fans didn't like to hear that, knowing that that is true. Every time he takes a hit, the man ends up on the sideline with his helmet off, going into the tent. Is that a franchise guy going forward? And even Jackson Dart was dealing with problems like that in college when they were telling him, bro, you need to slide. You're running out of bounds. Why are you lowering your shoulder trying to pick up a half a yard, just put an extra hit on a guy when this linebacker is 30 pounds more than you and he's putting straight pain to your head area, your neck area. You're trying to go lower your shoulder. Like Tua was in that same mode a couple years ago where he was just getting rocked, blindside hits that he would run around and scramble and take hits before he slides or even tries to slide or even thinks about sliding. So the joke, not even the joke, because you don't want to play with people's health. But when Tua got here, the first concern was, we have a concussion protocol guy. Then we have an injury-prone guy with an Achilles situation. Who do we start? So that's why the jokes started coming out about, we have two injury-prone quarterbacks. So, yeah.
And my argument to that was, at least we have two hurt quarterbacks better than just one terrible one like Desmond Ridder. But now Tua was looking like Desmond Ridder plus the injuries. It's like, oh my gosh, man, I can't defend it.
Let's not mention Ridder too many times. My internet just came back on, so I want to make sure that we're good for the rest of the show. For those that do not know, a couple of seasons ago when we had Ridder, we tried not to mention his name, and as soon as we mentioned his name, like StreamYard would start messing up, Wi-Fi starts messing up. You know, even who's the old defensive coordinator we had, Jimmy Lake Lanier. You don't want to mention Jimmy Lake Lanier either.
Especially if you're Kerry. Oh my God.
Yeah, really cut me off this podcast.
Keith No Sweat said Jack the Ripper.
Nando says he said I've said that new Jack is still developing and should be QB3 in my opinion, and that's how I feel too. I don't want him to hit the practice squad for sure.
Can somebody find Bro Talk's comment, please? Like, where is Bro Talk? Where's my boy?
I think because both of us got cut, like knocked off, we had to come back in. It doesn't show anymore the comments from a while ago. My first comment is Miss Pam, Auntie Pam at 11:31, because the chat is live and lit. We're not seeing all the comments now. They like scrolled up.
Oh my gosh!
Shout out to Bro Talk. He said hi.
Yo, shout out Bro Talk, shout out Berto. If you guys are still watching, there's a lot of content creators in here too as well. And we do apologize. Whenever we get a show, which most of you guys have been here before to see, we try to go through all the comments. Honestly, we can do a show with no topics and straight comments from the chat. That's why we say the chat is live, chat is lit. Because you guys just bring the energy that Carrie loves, that myself, T Will, and of course other content creators. You guys know about it because you guys deal with it when you're on your respective channels. The chat helps build the show. We are an hour and 43 minutes in T Will. We haven't talked about Chris Blair. We haven't talked about Kendall Daniels. We haven't talked about the 53-man roster.
Carlos Allen Jr., Cass Jones.
We haven't talked about these people, and it's like we love doing these podcasts. And even when we can't get the topics out, that's why there are shows like For My ATL Sports on those Thursday nights or those Monday nights or even a random pop-up like this. We can get the opportunity to speak on these birds because we love speaking about these birds. And there's so many comments. I'm telling you, if I run down how many comments we have right now, we're either going to be on this podcast till about 3 p.m., still not talking about the topics, going over everybody's comments. Y'all are just truly amazing. Samoan POV, Nando, Mr. CDX, Will the Thrill, Christy Lewis, Anthony's in the chat too as well. Anthony checking in from Tennessee. Tony Hall, who we mentioned earlier, is on a beach in Destin. Probably beautiful weather, enjoying the vibes. Talking Falcons on the beach, T. Will? Like that, we're really getting somewhere now, T. Will. People was at work hiding in the bathroom, watching One Time for the Fan or listening to One Time for the Fan. Christy, we don't want to put you on the spot like that, but if your boss is watching, he can see your name in the chat. It says Christy Lewis. Right.
Shout out to Big Low Country Sports. He posts on Twitter. Would you rather have Jack Strand or Stetson Bennett as your QB1? between those two options. Who you guys got?
Let's go, Jack Strand.
Hey, look, hold on now. Y'all
No,
can't be
which
bringing my
one?
Georgia Bulldogs quarterback up in here. Y'all tripping. Why don't y'all bring Trevor Simeon up in here? Huh? Why don't y'all bring the dude from the Cardinals up in here? Why everybody got to pick on Stetson Bennett, man? That's our Georgia boy. You know what I'm going to say about a dog now. That's a dog. That's a dog who took us T-Will took us to the mountaintop.
To the
That's a
promised
dog
land.
right there.
That's right.
So, hey, we love him. Jack Strand, you our boy now. You be giving your nicknames and everything, but hey, it go down here now. You know, but Stetson Bennett has been balling in preseason. You know, you have those preseason quarterbacks, those preseason wide receivers, preseason running backs. Some players are making a name for themselves. When you put them out there week one, totally different against the starters. Not saying Stetson couldn't do it, not saying Jack Strand couldn't do it. But I would love to see Jack Strand in a situation where he's playing with the ones, and we can go over and look at that. But half of those guys for the Colts are getting cut in a week. You know, and if you have a day on Friday where Strand comes in there and doesn't put up 212 yards, doesn't have 128 passer rating, doesn't do any of that nature, and he goes out there and does a series where he's 6 for 7 or 6 for 12 with 24 yards or 45, y'all gonna be calling for Jack Strand to hit the practice squad.
So, Jack, I have to ask, shout out to Island Mike. He wants to bring in Shador Sanders. So, actually, let's make it 3 quarterbacks.
Island Mike, stop it now.
Add Shador in the pot. Which quarterback are you taking to start if those were your 3 options?
I don't even mention Shador on this channel, respectfully. And T-Will, you talked about agendas earlier. Look at, what's the guy that used to be with Stephen A? What's the guy's name? He used to be with
Skip Bayless. Oh, we didn't even get into that. I mentioned it earlier in the show.
Making
He said
content talking about
in his brown Shador jersey, yes.
Skip Bayless, what the hell is wrong with you, Skip?
He said the Falcons should trade for Shador Sanders.
For
yes,
what?
He did.
And why?
Yes, he did.
And like he said, Shador Sanders would be better than Tua and Penix down there. Skip Bayless, you don't even catch a connecting flight in Atlanta when you fly straight over Atlanta wherever you going. You don't even want to stop at Hartsfield.
No.
We talking about Penix and Tua, and you sitting over there wearing the Shador, and the Shador Sanders jersey was the highest paid jersey, more than Derrick Henry, more than.
It was the #1 selling though.
All right, cool.
Isn't he a Cowboys fan? Isn't he a Cowboys fan?
He's a little bit of everything. But then again,
why are we listening to Skip Bayless?
Your boy is the backup.
I don't know, but T-Will, to your point, I thought of a good idea for the loser this year of the fantasy football draft for the content creators. I think the loser, so whoever finishes in last place, has to go to Skip Bayless's page and watch every single rant of his, starting from the week 1 of the NFL season to week 17, and they have to rank them from best to worst. So that's gonna be the punishment. Okay.
Oh God.
You're gonna have people eyes popping out, people ears bleeding.
So thankfully, I'm not gonna have to worry about that because I'm gonna be winning the league. But just saying.
Wow. Okay.
Speaking of that, Falcon fans, on tomorrow night's episode of One Time for the Fan, after we get the approval from Miss Carrie, maybe Carrie, we can throw a few fans in the fantasy league because some people want to see what we talking about. Now, last year, y'all was all
they want this smoke. Okay.
If y'all want the smoke and y'all want to join the fantasy league, Miss Carrie has been doing a great job running this league. That I almost won last year.
Almost,
technically,
right?
I would have won it if I would have never benched some of my players.
Didn't Brandy say almost doesn't count? Was that Brandy when she said almost doesn't count?
Well, you've been agreeing with Carrie because she's on this VIP stuff. Now's the time to stop agreeing.
No, he's on his Raheem Morris. Like, we almost beat them. Like,
wow.
Let me tell you about my co-host for those that do not know.
Wow.
I played her on a week where she asked me to bench one of my players.
That's a lie.
And I respectfully did.
No,
I did. Because it's Falcon on
players.
Falcon crime, and
That
I
is
did.
not true.
But the week Carrie had
That's not
Jonathan
true.
Taylor against me, the Falcons were in Berlin, and I said, Carrie, don't you put Jonathan Taylor in that lineup because he's playing the Falcons. You saw what I did a couple weeks before, Carrie, to help you out. I did it. And Carrie said, that's not me. That was you. Okay, that's cool. What does Jonathan Taylor do? He goes off.
He goes
Goes
off against the
off
Falcons.
on us.
But the good news for us Falcons fans is that in joint practices this week, our run defense completely stopped. JT, I mean, so there is hope this year for our run defense to be so improved, and I'm really looking forward to that. But don't listen to what Jack says. He's just making stuff up. He's sad that Big Low Country Sports won the league. And shout out to him. He said, one time, I hope you're not mad at me. This conversation made me ask the Stetson versus Strand question on Twitter. That's a cool conversation. And no, we're not mad at all. Like, honestly, I just saw that tweet. I think that's super cool question and conversation that we've had.
Falcon fans, there's a lot going on here, y'all. Georgia Class
Dan wants to
buy-in?
join the fantasy, Jack.
We got a few people interested. There's 3 people already interested.
Yeah.
So, guys, join us for our next show. Turn on the notification bell because, you know, Jack's roofing business is so busy. We don't have a set schedule for the last, 5 months. So, if you hit the bell, you'll just be notified as soon as we go live. So, that being said, the details will be coming out about the fantasy league. You know, that's in the works. But, yeah, we would love to add some fans to the league as well.
Wait, somebody just sent me a DM. They said, is Carrie a bot? She always has her camera off. Can we ask her? Oh, okay. Okay, Falcon fans. We're going to stop it right there. Georgia Clay said, what's the buy-in? Salma said, how do we join the fantasy league? DJ Dan said, throw me in there too. I'm trying to get that work too. I'm trying to get that smoke too. But yeah, Big Little Country has a comment here. He said, one time, I hope y'all ain't mad at me. This conversation made me ask the Stetson versus Jack Strand question on Twitter.
No,
that's a cool conversation.
But what about John Moreno's question or comment? It's 12:03. He made a great. He has a question. Sorry.
Oh, he said one time for the fan podcast. One great show. Could you post your time and dates when you're streaming? For those that do know, one time for the fan,
Gary, you are so messy.
We've been around for a while. Carrie, I'm gonna obliterate Carrie.
You up. Oh, she
Carrie in that group chat in a minute. That private chat, I'm gonna go crazy. Carrie gonna be like, Jack, stop now.
Oh, she set you up.
Roasting. I promise that's not my burner account. John Moreno is a real person, although he doesn't have,
she set you up.
A photo. He is a real person.
Hey.
She set you up,
has
man.
Been a long
beautiful job.
Supporter and fan and friend of the show here at One Time for the Fan. Of course, you guys know we do have our Sunday night show at 8. Those will always continue. Our Wednesday night shows at 8. Those will always continue. You might see some differences in the schedule because it's the summer, and of course, you know, preseason football and all this other stuff going on. We took a little step back. And there was other content creators who's doing a great job out there. So I'm glad you guys got a chance to check some of these other content creators out too as well. But we will still be here on Sunday nights at 8, Wednesday nights at 8. The breakfast for One Time for the Fan show is probably going to be training. I get a new schedule in about a week or two. So could be changing that around for a little minute. That's why this morning we felt it was, you know, in good faith that we can just come on here, talk some Falcons on a Tuesday morning. Now we've done turned breakfast for One Time for the Fan into lunch with One Time for the Fan.
Shout out to Keith No Sweat. He said Jack Strand is a developmental piece. I would also argue that Jack Spade is also a developmental piece.
Oh, wow.
Hey, you know, I must say, with the new head coach, I think all of our quarterbacks are a developmental piece because Tua ain't showing us nothing. Penix just got cleared for 11s. Jack Strand had the preseason game that got the fans buying up the merch. Cooper Rush is Cooper Rush.
Right. I also want to shout out William Waddle, if you want to highlight his comment as well.
William Waddle, we got William in here. He said, well, for what it's worth, we'd love to host all 3 of you guys on our AFN international shows. Well, all 3 of us, not guys, but Carrie, you know, man, Carrie's the girl. On our AFN international shows sometime for a big get-together. T-Will on our frequent flyers already. Shout out to my Wii crew. T-Will, you cutting deals behind the scenes, T-Will? Someone that we need to know about.
Never that.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that William Waddle and T-Will show to pop up. I'm gonna tell you now.
Oh wow!
No,
tell you right now, I'm on my first flight to Scotland.
Right? You've done
Oh
a few with
wow.
them though. Seriously though, right?
Pulling
I
up to
think I caught
Scotland,
like 2.
not just to play golf. We coming to holler at you, Will. I'm just
Mm,
playing. I'm just
mm,
playing. Falcon
mm.
fans, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button here. 82 Money Caller says, sign me up. He wants to get on there with the fantasy. Carrie, are you getting these? Are you getting these down now with
You
these?
already know. You already know I'm the queen of screenshots.
Yeah, I know, right? Carrie got a whole photo album of screenshots. And when Carrie tells you she got the receipts, is like,
I got the
show me.
receipts, so
She got
yeah,
the
I
receipts.
screenshot it.
I hit Carrie up the other day. We were arguing about something. We were going, not really arguing, but just debating.
Oh yeah,
And
we were
Carrie was
arguing.
like, I got the receipts. And I'm sitting here thinking, she probably do. Let me stop right here before she bust my head over with this with some of these screenshots or something that I said. It was something I told Carrie. I said, tell me where I said it, Carrie. You've never heard me say it. You said, yes, you
Oh, I
did.
know
I
exactly
got
what
the
you're talking about.
receipt.
He will have my back too. He said, yeah, you did. You absolutely
T don't never
did
want to
say
disagree with Carrie. He ain't trying to lose no co-host on that show over there. One disagreement with Carrie, and it's just him and Eric. And you know, Eric, he over there looking for socks. Falcon fans, you gotta hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Oh, you know what, Eric?
gotta hit
I hope
that
you're
like, share,
watching this.
subscribe button.
I hope you're watching this.
I already
Eric.
told him we're live, but
Eric randomly texted me the other day to Mawson, what's up, man? How you doing? I said, I'm doing good, Eric. What's good? Cooling, man. Just checking in with you. I said, I'm cooling, man. Just working, take care of some stuff. He's like, all right, bet. When you gonna come over here and cut my grass? Man, Joker, you ain't calling to check in with me. Call to crack some jokes. That's what you did. But yeah, Eric's cool as hell, man. Shout out Eric Parker, man. Keith No Sweat, 82 Money Carlo, man. So many people in the chat. We should have just named this segment the QB 1, 2, and 3 segment, or QB 1, 2, and 3 podcast. That's all we talked about today was the QB 1, 2, and 3. And I know fans are really excited. Let's throw some other topics here in the mix too as well. Shout out to Will the Thrill, 82, like I said, Christy Lewis, Auntie Pam, Bro Talk, Big Low Country, Winston Thornton, fans who jumped in here, content creators who jumped in here too as well. Let's go over this because I got a couple more minutes here and I can get to it and we can finish these hot topics. Don't forget Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. You know where to find us. Quickly, T. Will, Carrie, Falcons Colts breakdown. What did we see from the pros and cons? What was the good things that you saw? What are some of the negative things that you saw? Do we have any breakthrough standout players that you want to mention? When you get your platform right here in a couple seconds, like who are we looking at to make the team? Who are we excited about? Who probably needs a couple more plays or snaps? Some fans are even thinking about Mike Ford might not be a key lock on this team. Seeing him in the game in the fourth quarter up against the 3s and the 4s. What is that all about? Kendall Daniels, Chris Blair, Nick Folk, so many names to mention. There's even a guy on the defensive line that Falcon fans have not talked about that we should probably be talking about. Carrie, T. Will, Falcons, Colts breakdown, the good, the bad, the ugly. What did you see?
I mean, one thing I will start by saying is special teams. Shout out to special teams, something that has killed us the last few years in our, playoff hopes. Special teams looks very good this past game as well against the Broncos. They looked good. So I think that's very promising. I also think Benny Anthony, he's looked really good. He's impressed me. I think he could be our returner. I think he makes the squad as a special teams guy. Nick Folk, we might finally have a kicker who can make the kicks, which is awesome.
Nick Folk is everybody's kinfolk. Remember that.
Right. Defense looked a lot better, honestly, from the Broncos game when they couldn't tackle. Who was the quarterback? I can't even remember his name.
You talking about Riley Leonard and Anthony Richardson?
Yes.
We put a licking on Anthony Richardson.
No, sorry, I'm talking about in the Broncos game where the quarterback was Nick's out there, but he wasn't. He's the backup, and it was
the guy who played in the playoff
Stidham?
game.
Was it
Stidham.
Stidham?
Yes.
Stidham. Yeah,
Stidham. So I think it was much improved. Obviously, everybody's going to talk about Jack Strand. That's an obvious one. I will shout him out as well. But offense as a whole looked a lot better. I do want to shout out Cash Jones. He had
Mm-hmm.
over 100 yards from scrimmage and a touchdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he looked very good. I'm really hoping he somehow makes this roster, possibly either special teams or wide receiver 6 if we carry 6 wide receivers, which I think is a possibility. And I also want to shout out Carlos Allen Jr. I think he has looked very good, and he's really fighting to make this roster. And Goodson has continued to impress me to where I think he's the running back 3. And Kendall Daniels, I think he's going to be the starter with Divine Diablo, linebacker. And I feel like I'm forgetting someone, but overall, we look so much better all around. I feel like we looked great on all 3 phases of the ball, which was awesome to see. So, oh, and sorry, last but not least, the offensive line. I think the offensive line did not look that good against the Broncos, which are arguably, Broncos have really good run defense, defensive line, excuse me. And so for me, it was really promising to see that it looks like Bill Callahan coached him up this past week to prepare for the second game, and you could already see the difference. And Chris Lindstrom even did an interview saying, like, we want to play for each other, and that we made it an emphasis to improve. So I do want to shout out the O-line as well.
We got a lot to go over here, Falcon fans. Falcons, Colts breakdown, the good, the bad, the ugly, the pros and cons of what you guys saw. T-Will, you can agree or disagree because you're about to chime in here. Jack Strand, of course, we had some positive things to say about him today. 12 for 27 against the Colts, 212 yards. The man did a phenomenal job. 34-6 was the score. But some of the pros here, Tyler Goodson, if he's making his case for RB3 right now, it's Bijan Robinson, Brian Robinson, and the battle seems to be between Tyler Goodson and Cash Jones for that spot. Yes, Nathan Carter did play. Of course, he went 17 for 42 on the ground, but I don't think Nathan Carter's making his case respectfully against a Tyler Goodson who had that breakthrough run for 49 yards and a touchdown. And then Cash Jones, who had, like I said, 100 total yards plus on the ground and receiving too as well. Now you have the receiving area of the team where Cash Jones, of course, led the team with 4 receptions for 62 yards. Vinny Anthony made his case not only in the receiving game, but also in the special teams game. The one name that I still think is a lock to make this team, and I really hope he does make this team, is Chris Blair. Chris Blair has some really good catches, ran some phenomenal routes too as well. Only targeted twice, caught the ball twice for 37 yards. Beautiful catch that he caught in between traffic too as well. Bo Collins also came over with a catch. Anton Wells, Nick Muse went 3 for 26. Some of the names, Dylan Drummond, Keelan Marion, the young man from Miami. There's some names that we're going to see not a part of this team next week, and I think some fans will understand. The fight in that wide receiver room seems to be Vinny Anthony, Chris Blair, along with, your Drake London, who's going to be there, your Zacchaeus, who's going to be there, your Dotson, who's going to be there. Maybe Cash Jones, like Kerry said, could be used as that 6th receiver, also a special teams guy if they need him to as well. Is there another receiver who's making a strong case to be that 6th receiver? We'll probably find out this Friday when they get some more PT, some more playing time. But a lot of guys also know that, their career with the Falcons is probably coming to an end after that clock strike 0 against the Miami Dolphins. You go to the defensive side of the ball where you had Josh Woods, who fans remember here in Atlanta for quite some time now, on and off the practice squad, the back end of the depth chart, now stepping up to possibly making the 53. You saw Tyndall in there, Channing Tyndall, we brought over from I think it was Arizona Cardinals during free agency. DeMarco Hellams was getting some snaps in there too as well. Cameron Sample, we got a chance to see with his sack on, I think it was Anthony Richardson that he got the sack on. But you also have a guy who has a very high motor that fans were speaking about by the name of Keyshawn Banks. And this brother right here can play. Is it good enough for what Coach Stefanski, Matt Ryan, Ian Cunningham, Jeff Ulbrich needs on that field? Because we did just sign Zadarius Smith, and he hasn't got out there and played yet, but he was one of the first ones running over there to congratulate Trey Goodson. I'm sorry, Tyler Goodson. Is it Tyler? Yeah, it's Tyler Goodson. Tyler, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Tyler Goodson. We do have another Tyler on the team. So when we say give the ball to Tyler this year, give the ball to Tyler Goodson. So to see just I don't want to throw Tyler Algier to the bus like that. We love Tyler.
Shout out to Algier, man.
Right. Give the ball to Tyler Goodson. But some of these people made their case to hopefully be on this team, and it's looking pretty good right now. After a big win over the Colts, on your pros, some of the negatives that we saw, of course, there was some route running from some of the receivers. I think they were getting jammed up on the line of scrimmage, which, forced the quarterback to look other ways on their targets. But you have guys that are trying to fight to make this team. Antoine Wells is a guy who possibly could be on this practice squad. Even Bo Collins, Nick Muse is a guy who can also be out there. Josh Simon is a guy to look for too as well. I just want to see this week against the Dolphins a lot more of the players who are trying to make this 53. Mike Ford is a name too as well that I was surprised to see late in the game. Going up against, third and fourth stringers. Mike Ford has been on this team before where he's been in the starting role, he's been in the backup role, and now it looks like he might even be fighting to make this team. Carlos Allen
Shout out to Malcolm DeWalt. Well. I think that has to do with Malcolm DeWalt balling out.
Malcolm DeWalt did a great job too as well. And that's the one thing you love to see about preseason is competition. It's iron sharpens iron. Clark Phillips is a name that fans have been mentioning the past 2 days, past two games as well. Phillips getting some heavy snaps. Fans want to see him. He's been injured for a significant amount of time, and now we get a chance to see Clark Phillips. CJ Henderson, I do think could possibly make this 53 as well. But yeah, the running back list, I see somebody asked the question who we got for the running backs that we're keeping. If we're going 3 running backs, then we're going Bijan, Brian Robinson, and Tyler Goodson. If you're going 4, which is random, some would say Nathan Carter. I have to say Cash Jones.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't mean it to be rude, but first, I don't think we're going to have 4 running backs. But second, if we do, it's not going to be Nate Carter. Sorry. Thank you for your service, but he'll probably hit the practice squad.
Yeah, probably most likely Cash Jones. Some of the uglies, I didn't see too much of that. It was a dominating win. The defense was playing lights out. Nick Folk, shout out to Nick Folk. Shout out to our punter too as well. It's glad to have a punter, who can put the ball right where we need him to be. Jake Bailey went 2 punts for 112 yards. He had that second punt was a beauty too as well. So big shout out to these Atlanta Falcons for making it happen. In the special teams game, Vinny Anthony is a guy to look for. Dylan Drummond did return a couple punts, 4 for 49. He didn't return no kicks, though. But Vinny Anthony, even Tyler Goodson, those might even be your kick returners if they're there. I don't want to see Zachariah Branch out there kick return. I think he's going to be very useful in the scheme that we're going to be running. Don't want to see a situation where, Branch, as light as he is, he's not a receiver that packs on a bunch of pounds, but he's a speedster. He's quick. He's going to be very powerful with what we need him to do with our offense. I don't want to see him on a random kickoff or a random punt return, getting hit, tossed around out there, and we can't use him on our second downs and third downs because he's banged up. Then again, the team might look other ways and say, hey, put Branch out there to return some kicks. Tyler Goodson, Vinny Anthony, 2 special teamers you can watch for.
Jack, you got Berto in the chat, not to cut you off. 1223 says, beautiful people, good afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Got a celebrity right here by the name of Berto, man. I had this guy join our channel and talk Falcons football with us for a few times. So big shout out to Berto. Big shout out to his bro Talk. They have a great podcast over there on their channel. Make sure you guys go check them out. give a shout out and salute,
this?
drop a comment, like and share.
Information, reporting eligible.
Reporting eligible. Big
Reporting eligible. There you
Carrie, maybe you can get an interview with Bro Talk. He's going to be at the suite too as well. All you sweet folks are going to be up in there.
Allegedly.
I think Berto's gonna be there too.
Berto got one too?
I think so. He said he'd see me there.
Whoa, that's going to be good to know.
Did he say allegedly, or did he say would see you? Did he say allegedly, Carrie?
Sheesh. Did he?
Carrie?
I
Carrie?
don't think so. He said he'd see me there, right, Berto? 95 North. You're gonna be there or no?
Oh no, he said he'll be there.
He'll
He
be
said
there.
he'll be there.
He got the
Yeah, that's
invite.
his last. Yeah, look at the last thing in the chat. He says he'll be there.
Berto, are you there in the suite or are you there at the game? Where you at? Because we stopping by, Berto.
He said both of
You
them.
know we can get in that suite,
He's
Berto.
in the suite at the game.
Oh, he has his own suite.
I don't know, Jack. He's in there. I guess he's in the suite.
Oh, Berto, you doing it like that?
We're gonna have to sneak you guys in.
Okay. Well, look at y'all. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button for Berto 95 North. All the other content creators that's here in the chat right now talking Falcons football with us. Y'all are truly amazing. T-Will, the good, the bad, the ugly, Falcons, Colts, breakdown.
The good, Cooper Rush and Jack Strand. The bad, well, it had to end. And the ugly,
It had to end. That's the bad.
yeah, that's the bad.
The game could still be going right now. We just scored again, guys.
I know, right? It'd be 98-0, 98-6 or whatever. And that's the bad.
I told
And,
the Falcons, I tagged him. I said, run this scoreboard up for all these preseason fans. We need it.
Amen. And the ugly, ask the Colts. I mean,
Oh, wow.
that wasn't our department that game.
The ugly, not for us, but for the New Orleans Aints, is they got blown out and shut out against the Rams right after we got the W.
They did get blown
That's
out.
the ugly,
Oh man.
but not for
Ooh.
us. Just to be clear.
Had some
Hey,
of their
is what's
starters
his
in there,
name
too.
really coming back? Can we settle that once and for all? Is what's his name really coming back
Cam?
for the Rams?
Oh, from the Rams, Aaron Donald. So I think, he's probably going to come back. I think he wants to play alongside Myles Garrett. Aaron Donald still looks to be in great shape too as well. His workout routine is always one of the best too as well. I mean, you heard the story with Jared Verse trying to work out with him. And Jared Verse ain't no small dude either. Like when it comes to working out and just prototype of who he is, Jared Verse is a big cat. So if he's out there working out with Aaron Donald and he's saying that workout is too much, Aaron Donald's a Super Bowl winning champion. I remember Aaron Donald when he lifted up Freeman that day with one finger. And I said, somebody please come help out Freeman. Don't let this happen. With one finger he picked up Devontae Freeman. So it's the Incredible Hulk, man. I do think he does come back. Doesn't need to play any preseason games. He has his old head coach that's still there with him. Members of the staff that's still there. They all know Aaron Donald. When he gets out there week one, if he's out there, hey, it is what it is, but that's a strong defensive front right now.
Do
if
we
Aaron
play them
Donald
this season? Or not
We do.
till
We'll play them in the
championship?
playoffs. We'll play them in the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
So, notice how I did that there, Falcon fans. Giving y'all hope. Berto's in the chat, man. Big shout out to Berto. Big shout out to, oh yeah, there he goes right there. We got Bro Talk in the building. Big shout out to Bro Talk here, talking Falcons football. Auntie Pam said, I was right in front of Folk and Bailey when they was practicing on the sideline. We will have no issues with special teams. Shout out to Auntie Pam. T-Will, you were still going over the good, the bad, the ugly, your pros and cons for the games, and what players did you see have a breakthrough performance? Who do you want to see on the 53-man roster next week? Who still needs some more work, my brother?
I was really impressed with Cash Jones. The fact that he took, and I think he took over an entire quarter, and it was running the ball, it was catching the ball, it was doing what he does, and I mean, he showed that he could, as you say, it may have been against guys who aren't going to be on the roster next week, but boy, did he ever. I mean, he was killing it. So.
And who you speaking about, T-Will, right now? You speaking about who?
Cash Jones.
Who?
Cash Jones.
Cash Jones. Hey, big shot, Cash Jones.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, he definitely impressed me. Obviously, Jack Strand impressed me. Vinny was pretty good as well. Drummond was pretty good on the kick on the punt returns. Although I felt like it may have been 15 or 20 yards. He just wasn't quick enough to get by the first guy. But he was okay. Who needs more? I don't think it's there for Drummond. I don't think it's there for Blair, to be honest. If you're only keeping 5 or 6, you already got 4 in that you got Draco, you got Dotson, you got Zachariah Branch, and then you got Olamide Zacchaeus, and then your 5 is Vinny.
tough,
really, I think your 5 is Vinny.
Right. Drake,
Because
Dotson, Branch, Olamide. I mean, that's going
right,
to be your 4. Low key, low key, from what I'm seeing, it's between Chris Blair and Vinny Anthony.
yeah, I think Vinny's your 5, and then your 6. I mean, how else are you going
Chris
to keep
Blair.
Cash Jones on the roster?
Unless you, oh man, that's it. That is going to be kind of
Because
tough too as well.
Cash Jones to me has a better upside in that he can play running back, he can play wide receiver. Even though you have him as a wide receiver, he can be a 4th running back. He can play wide receiver. He can play on special teams. So to me, even though you like Chris Blair, you can do more with Cash Jones. To me, it's Vinny and Cash.
Same for
And
Vinny. If Vinny you got a guy who can play special teams, and you got a
right,
guy who can also be in the wide receiver room. Chris Blair just has that wide receiver trait. But Chris
yeah,
Blair, since last season, has been his workout routine, off season, what he's done on the practice field, in the weight room, even out there last week against the Broncos in a disappointing loss. This week too as well. They're also not giving Chris Blair the amount of targets that some of these other receivers are getting. But when he gets his calling, Chris Blair answers the phone. He does
you
his
ever
job.
you ever heard of Susan Lucci, Jack?
Susan Lucci.
hmm She was, I believe she was on. What was it? It
Shout
may
out to
have
Ronk
been.
in the chat.
It may have been All My Children, but she literally went like 25, 30 years without getting a daytime Grammy, and she was worth it. She was deserving of it, but they would never give it to her, and it finally became a thing. And I think like 30, 35 years in, she finally got it. But I feel like Chris Blair is the Susan Lucci of the Falcons. Like, I just don't think he'll ever get his just due here for whatever reason, deserve it or not. I just don't think he's going to get his just desserts here. I think you can do more with Vinny and Cash Jones and their skill set. I think that's what they're going to go with. And I think Blair and Drummond will probably be on the practice squad if somebody doesn't scoop them up.
Hey, Falcon fans, this is a good thing about this offseason. We can talk about all these things together as a fan base that respects the Atlanta Falcons, that respects the organization, because we really want to see the best for our team. Another name that we forgot to mention that we know is probably going to be a lock and he's good to go is Kendall Daniels. Kendall Daniels is having a terrific offseason since being drafted here by the Atlanta Falcons. And him and Didi, boy, it's going to be ugly when it comes to, putting the right people on the field. And we see who we got on this 53-man roster on Tuesday. Terrell brothers out there, Jesse Bates, who, Jesse Bates is still working through the small injury, the minor injury. Xavier Watts, that front line, even without James Pierce Jr., seeing Aziz out there getting some snaps, seeing Sample out there, Cameron Sample getting some snaps, Christian Harris recently too as well. So I want to see what these Falcons can do when it comes to week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are just a couple weeks away. For Falcon fans that's heading up there to Pittsburgh, watch those game tickets, because I know some of the fans are probably expecting, the old method of the the method of the ticket prices will drop like the day of the game or right before kickoff. The Pittsburgh Steelers fan base is probably one of the largest fan bases in the NFL. Being the historic alumni team that they are, who knows what they have planned in for week 1 against the Falcons, bringing some of their old players back or just doing some halftime performances, things to help sell more tickets. I talked to a Steeler friend of mine where he told me that attendance in Pittsburgh is top notch when it comes to week 1. And there's a lot of Falcon fans that would love to go to that game, but be careful paying outrageous prices for certain seats that you guys know you wouldn't pay those prices for. And it's week 1. Steeler fans, they believe in the Pittsburgh Steelers all throughout Pittsburgh. They're wearing their Steeler jersey right now. It's Tuesday, the 25th of August. Right? It's one of those cities. Green Bay is another one of those games to watch for too as well. Those teams that, you know, the fans kind of control the organization, they ain't going nowhere when it comes to giving up those seats. And you have a 0-0 team playing another 0-0 team like the Steelers and the Falcons. There's going to be a ton of fans there in the building that do not want to give up their seats. Green Bay is just going to be another one. Carolina, Tampa, you know, you can get there. You can get seats right before kickoff, literally 2 minutes before. But those two cities is two to watch for when it comes to last minute ticket shopping. Be very careful, Falcon fans. Drew's in the chat. He said James Pierce Jr.'s last game is with us this Friday until he serves his suspension, which I'm sure Falcon fans can't wait to see that get over with. So, you know, JPJ, go out there, play this game on Friday, whatever snaps you got. Get off the field healthy. That's one thing I can say. Otherwise, in the I think it was Drew Berry that got injured the other day. And, of course, we'll wait for a more updated injury report from the journalists and the people that's on the sidelines with the Falcons, you know, day to day. But getting off the field healthy is very important, Falcon fans. And we did see a lot of those players getting off the field, going over there, celebrating with their family and their friends and their coaches and team members. But we really, really, really have to hope that this game, this week, we don't suffer any severe injuries playing the Miami Dolphins. It is a next man up type of mentality, but there are a lot of good things I'm seeing from these Falcons second stringers and third stringers that when they get the call to get on that field week 1, we want to make sure they're 100%, hell, even 200% in much better condition than it was back in preseason. So big shout out to Millie Mills in the chat. Shout out Millie Mills. Drew Cravens. Yeah, I know you, Jeremiah. I see you out there. He said that's my baby picture. He's want to let everybody know that's his baby picture right there. So Falcon fans, y'all looking around like, who's that kid? That's Drew Cravens. That's Jeremiah. He's in the chat here talking Falcons with us. But we had a great show today talking about Falcons Colts, talking the QB battle or QB competition or wherever you want to call it here between Tua Tagovailoa, Jack Strand, Michael Penix Jr. Is heating up. And we do have one more preseason game, a couple more practices, you know, a couple more coaches meetings before they make the decision of who is going to be the starter for week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of other teams have already named their starters. Everybody's waiting for the Atlanta Falcons to name their starter. Big shout out to Miss Carrie too as well, who was here talking Falcons football. T Will, also one time for the fan, former ATL Sports in here talking Falcons football. I was hoping to get some type of breaking news with the Atlanta Falcons. Let's see here. Do we have anything? We don't have nothing because they're getting ready to practice, or they're practicing right now. You got Tommy Reese mentioning, shout out to Tori McElhaney. She tweeted out, there was a lot of joy with Michael Penix out on the field. Said there was a lot of excitement from Mike coming back yesterday. Specifically added his teammates were very excited to see him back too as well. And of course, you all know Penix with his connection to Drake, to Kyle Pitts, playing golf with Kyle, Bijan, Penix was here before Tua, right? He's been here for 2 years now. So a lot of these guys, they know Michael Penix. They know Mike on the sidelines. Tua's in there working for his job. This is what I can be if the Falcons put me out there. These players know Penix. You feel what I'm saying? Some of these players have gone to dinner with the family going to dinner, hanging out after work type stuff. I understand it's a business too as well, but you can kind of hear it when Kyle Pitts and Michael Penix was talking at the high school game when they were talking with the media side by side. There's a brotherhood right there, right? There's something that they'd love to see Michael Penix get out there and take this team all the way. I remember you guys when Penix got into the game for that Commanders game. You guys were lighting up social media. This is the Michael Penix. This is who we drafted. This is the guy. Well, the opportunity comes down to these next couple of days of practice and, of course, the preseason game coming up this weekend against the Dolphins. We need to see all 3 quarterbacks, all 4 quarterbacks playing by the quarter. I don't need to see Drake. I don't need to see Drake out there at halftime. I don't need to see Kyle Pitts out there in the third quarter just because Penix is out there. I don't need to see that. We know what they can bring to the table. I want to see the quarterback battle get solved and resolved this weekend, Falcon fans. So let's be prepared for it. T. Will, former ATO Sports, one time for the fan, man. Wait, so before we finish this up here, everybody's going over Jack Strand. T. Will, people were talking about Jack Strand's nickname, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Tommy Reese has entered the conversation.
Oh, really?
And he says Jack Strand already has a nickname, ladies and gentlemen. So this new Jack Strand City, all this stuff, and what does it say? Strand up for you, right? All this nickname. Tommy Reese says Jack Strand's nickname is Tree Trunks.
I'm gonna go with New Jack Strand. It has more panache. You know, it has more je ne sais quoi. It has that it factor. Tree Trunk is, well, Tree Trunk, but it ain't New Jack Strand. You know, it ain't Strand up for you, right? Like,
What's this Strandemonium?
I like Strandemonium. I like it. I like Strandemonium. I like it.
Hey, Falcon fan, this is great. This is great, Falcon fan.
Tree Trunk just has, it's just not, it doesn't ring in your ears. When you hear it, you don't think, oh, you know what I mean? Strandemonium's pretty good.
I like Strandemonium. Strandemonium's pretty tight.
Yeah, Strand up for your right's pretty good too.
The Strand up for your right was hot. He used the song. Shout out Bob Marley. People probably know that song from, enjoying their day. Put on some reggae music. The first artist you might go to is Bob Marley. Everybody knows he's had a collection of hits in his catalog. And for somebody to use Bob Marley, mix it with Jack Strand, and that's what we got here. So, big shout out to Bro Talk. He tweeted hey guys, no matter who the starting QB is, Tua isn't getting cut. Hope this helps. He just goes about his day. Yeah, Falcon fan, this is great. This is great. We had 2 hours and a half. He said, y'all can have that one. I got 1 million liners, man. I want to hear about all that when we bring you to the podcast, Winston Thornton. We got so much accomplished today on the podcast. T-Will, when we go live, we don't expect to talk for 2 hours and a half or 3 hours, or even like our draft shows, 4.5 to 5 hours.
Oh, God.
But we love talking Falcons football. Y'all know that. That's why y'all keep showing back up to the channel. It's an open platform where people can come in here and put their facts and their opinions and their takes about the Atlanta Falcons here on the channel, and we love to read them on the screen. Today, we had so many comments like we normally get on our show. And we do try to do our best to keep up with all the comments, but T-Will can tell you today we had an outrageous amount of comments from some
an endless supply,
and you guys are just amazing. I tell y'all all the time, we don't have to put any topic to talk about. We can just go live and say chat is live, chat is lit, and you guys just take over the show. You guys are amazing. With that being said, Carrie said that she loves y'all too as well, and of course, she'll be back here to talk Falcons football with us. She has a lot to do, Same like me and T Will. We gotta get ready to tackle our day because we've been here for almost 2 hours and some change. So T
Yep.
Will, I'll
Mm-hmm.
start with you, sir, for the shout outs. How you feeling? Who you want to give a shout out to? The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very much. Hey, man, feeling good. As my brother says, feeling good, feeling great. I'm trying to feel good, man, trying to get over this COVID, but hey, all is well. Glad to be here. Jack, thank you again for having me. This was fun. I'm glad we're finally getting back to it and getting into our groove here one time for the fan, where you can see me Sunday nights at 8, Wednesday nights at 8, and Tuesdays whenever. And I'm glad to be here. Also, your boy has expounded his platform a little bit. So I've got a few things going on that I'm going to share with you. Number one, obviously, you know about For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. If you want to check out anything Falcons, Braves, Hawks, Atlanta United Bulldogs, you can. If you're into the movies and TV series, you can go to For My ATL Movies, also on YouTube. If you're into the flagship Sippin' Tea with T. Will, a show on the culture and current events and everything going on today, you can check it out at T. Will 2012 Entertainment on YouTube. And last but not least, as of this past week, I am the new host of Braves Digest, which is an all Braves content channel, and you can check me out there. So again, a bevy of options wouldn't have been possible without Mr. Jack Spade, Mr. Eric Parker, or Miss Carrie Baby. So I thank you all, and yeah, guys, I'll see you tomorrow night when we go live. And Jack, it's on you.
Falcon fans, and of course, Falcon fans, thank you for stopping by on this podcast. Hey, to Monte Carlo said the Strandalorian.
Strandalorian. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, hey, Jack Strand loving this, man. Make sure y'all tag Jack Strand. You know, in any clip that you guys see that we put out with some of his nicknames. But we're gonna put some content out here shortly. Fans that hit me up saying, "Yo, Jack Spade, man, one time for the fans, doing great, man. Just take it to the next level." We are definitely taking it to the next level because you guys are awesome. We love putting this content out. Other content creators, definitely, you guys know about it when you guys putting your content out. We do it for the fan base, right? We put on our hats, we put on our shirts, we put on these jerseys, we go to these games. We go live at times we don't want to go live. We got family and stuff to deal with and things we got to take care of. But when we do this stuff, we want to communicate. We want to talk with the fans. That's what it's all about. T-Wood can tell you. He has his podcast. Carrie can tell you. She's on a lot of podcasts. She talks with fans every day on social media. The good, the bad, and the ugly ones. But at the end of the day, we rep the Atlanta Falcons. And we want to make sure this team is in the right position to be great, to get over the hump. How many years has it been, T-Will? 8 years of not making the playoff?
Yep.
That deserves us to be on here for an hour and a half or 2 hours talking Falcons every day about how to get our team better. I want to be in the same group with those fans that's participating in late January and February, making trips to go see their team in the NFC Championship game. It's not about just the Pro Bowl and flag football and tug of war with the rope and all that. Hell no, I want to see them boys go to the Super Bowl. 2016 was a great year. Up until that fourth quarter, I was loving it. The drive to Houston, 12 hours there, 4 hours back. That's how fast I was driving after that damn game, T-Will. It took me 12 hours to get there. It took me 4 hours to get back. Probably
you
did
had
120.
to be going 150 miles an hour.
Man, the police were flying past me. They were like, "Hey, you good today? We see the Georgia tags. We see the Georgia tags on the back of your car. You're good." But yeah, Falcon fans, enjoy these days, enjoy these moments, being Falcon fans. Because I'm telling you, when we turn this team around, y'all gonna remember all these days that we had so much pain. Right? So many days our hearts were crushed. Fourth quarter, last 2-minute warning. That game the other day against the Colts made me feel good because there was no fourth quarter. Colts ain't coming back. I don't care if it's preseason. They ain't coming back. This game is a win. Wrap it up. Put a blanket on it. But yeah, Falcon fans, y'all are great. Shout out to everybody that popped up today. Leandro just jumped in here. Shout out Leandro. 2 hours and a half, and here comes Leandro. Big shot, Leandro, man. Where is DSGB Hall? Is DSGB Hall? Did he get locked up with old girl too as well? Is that why he not here today? DSGB Hall, you in Macon County? You in Macon County facility?
wow.
Do we gotta put something on your books?
Oh wow.
You tried to get her out? You tried to sneak her out? Is that what happened? The Dixon Way is in the chat. Shout out to the Dixon Way, man.
What up, Dixon Way? What's going on, man?
Big shout out to the Dixon Way, man. Make sure I go check out the Dixon Way's channel too as well. Man, so many great people stop by, content creators, people in the Falcons community that that's tough. So many people that stop by that does so much respectfully for their community, for who they rock with, who rocks with them. Y'all are great. Keep doing what y'all doing. Berto, Bro Talk, Winston Thornton, Georgia, Texas boy was in here today. A1, big shout out to A1, man. Dixon Way, like y'all keep going, keep doing what y'all doing, man. We love it. Shout out to Miss Carrie. Shout out to T Will, former ATO Sports, one time for the fan. Ladybirds of AFN, Pam Johnson, Maggie T doing it big. Like, shout out to all y'all. Keep doing.
Speaking of Maggie T, I think she's launching a new pod. She's launching something where she's launching something. I don't know what it is. I saw it last night. I was half asleep, but she's launching something new. So
okay, that's what we want to see.
Congratulations to Maggie T.
That's good. Now, this isn't the breaking news that Carrie was telling us that she got somebody to help her with the oven restoration and stainless steel business.
Stop
if it's Maggie T, let me know. We just want to
know.
I'm just looking for a discount. I got a couple pieces over here. I got one
you
right
hear
here.
Him, Carrie. I know
Carrie,
you
got one
hear
right
him.
here you can work on.
I know you hear him.
Hey.
Yeah, Dixon Way says Maggie T will be on 100 Blaze radio station on Sunday. Yeah, I knew it was something, but yeah. So,
hey, that's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. Growth. Y'all get out there and be successful, man. Take these podcasts, take whatever y'all got, and take it to the next level. Everybody that's been in the chat, thank y'all. Y'all are great. Y'all are amazing. We will see y'all tomorrow night. I thought it was a damn Falcons update. We'll see y'all tomorrow night. One time for the fan, 8 p.m. Wednesday nights. Y'all know how it is, man. T-Will, we up out of here, man. Let me go chop up some of this content. Don't forget, Falcon fans, follow us on all social media. You see at the bottom of the screen, you can follow us on X. We are on Twitter, Facebook. Of course, you know we are on Facebook too as well. Just type in One Time for the Fan. YouTube, if you haven't seen us or heard us on YouTube, head over there and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And last but not least, IG One Time for the Fan. If you're not on the IG page, follow us on the page as we get ready to put some more content out. It's going to be a big year for us, Falcon fans. And I just can't wait to, share these One Time for the Fan moments with everybody. So, Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button for One Time for the Fan. And, of course, for my ATO Sports one. T-Will, you have a great day. We up out of here. I'll see you tomorrow night, sir.